As the leader of the Booner Pack, I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the f*** up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juices pumping, boys.
Welcome to Crunch Time Sports with Jeff and Booner. Thursday, August 14th. We are back. Second day of joint practice. We were there. We have our takeaways. And we have a special guest joining today. Jeremy Reisman, Pride of Detroit, will be joining us halfway through the first hour to give us his takeaways as well. So we're talking joint practice, talking to Detroit Lions today. It was a great day today. Hey,
dude.
Allen Park, they were lively out there. It was a lot of people out there today.
That was probably the fourth or fifth day we've been out there this year, and it was the most packed day. Dolphins were out there, so there were a lot of Dolphins fans. There were a lot of people. Dude, every time we go there, it's the best time in the world. Shout out to Easy too. Easy pulled up and we watched the practice with Easy. But no, it was a great time. A lot of Lions fans. Barry Sanders out there. Kelvin Johnson was out there. Herman Moore. Just like every Lions legend in the world was out there. Besides like Joey Harrington. We did meet someone with the Joey Harrington jersey, Jeff, did we not?
We did. Yeah.
Someone who watches our show from North Carolina, which
Legend.
was sweet. That was crazy. Yeah, so that was cool. But no, it was a good day today. There was a lot of things that happened. Can I say my favorite part of the practice? Because I don't know if we're going to get to it. I know we're doing our practice takeaways. This feels like a very exciting part. Right in front of us, like one of the first 11-on-11 reps, Dan Skipper just goes at it with the D lineman, takes the D lineman to the ground, like face, like down. D lineman tries to roll Dan Skipper over. His helmet comes off, and it just like a brawl breaks out. And I don't know if you noticed this, but the whole Detroit Lions offensive line from the sideline, starting O-line, Panay, all those guys run onto the field to go back Skipper up. And you know who comes out of the pile breaking the whole thing up? Right in the middle of it, Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell just appears out of the middle of the pile, just breaking everyone up. And it was like Superman. It was unbelievable. Easy was like, is that Dan Campbell? And Dan's just in the middle, like just tearing Dan Skipper and all these other guys apart. It was crazy, man.
Yeah, there's only a few head coaches that could do that and not get lost in the size.
No,
like Dan Skipper, he's 6'10". You know, you got these DBs 6 foot, 6'2", and Dan Campbell walks in and he's towering over everyone. Like, all right,
would you ever fight Dan Campbell? I think I would never think about it.
You just
Dan.
What did you just ask?
Yeah, no, I don't. As it came out of my mouth and started saying it, I was like, "This is probably not the question to throw."
You just asked me if I would ever fight Dan Campbell.
Ignore that. Act like I didn't say it.
The question is, who would stand a chance against Dan Campbell in an MMA match? Probably Mike Vrabel only.
Yeah. By the way, too, did you see on Twitter today? Mike Vrabel got in the middle of the one fight, came out just bloody face, like a week ago. Did you see that?
No, I did see that.
It was it was everywhere. He got right in the middle of the fight and just started gushing blood.
Well,
Dan versus Vrabel, that's a close one, man. That's tough. Because Vrabes, Dan played tight end. Vrabes was a linebacker, I think, right? Wasn't that or like an edge rusher? One of the two, dude. An Super Bowl winning linebacker, one of the best that the Patriots had. I don't want to say it because I love Dan so much, man.
I mean, they had the question they asked all the coaches for the combine who would win the bench press. Everyone said Dan Campbell.
Yeah, but that was when Mike Vrabel was fired.
They would go at it. They would go at it. And Dan Campbell was in there. He was in there today. It got scrappy. They had pads on. I mean, they weren't full out hitting, but it was like light hitting a little bit.
No, there was definitely some tackling going on.
There was tackling. It wasn't like live, like game action tackling. I mean, that's why every player on the Lions, that if they got stopped, like they got hit a little bit, they would just finish the play every time. They just kept running, scoring touchdowns, which I love the Lions do that.
Did you see, too, and Jay Hart put it in there. I think people on Twitter think that I'm a spy. I put a post out there today. Did you see that?
can we clarify that? So
I'll pull the post up here just so people have at least.
I want to make this very, very clear to our audience and to, maybe there's media members that tune in. Obviously I get to do a show once a week with Justin Rogers, Will Birchfield, and Colton Pouncey, all three great people. We do a weekly segment with John Macaroon. We're having Jeremy on today. Like, the media does an amazing job.
Kills it.
Can we get something very, very clear? We are not them. We are not them. We are never going to be credentialed. I have no interest in being credentialed. I don't care to be credentialed because here's why I don't. Number one, I don't want to be restricted with what I can say. I don't want to say things and wonder if the Lions will be upset at me. I don't care. If I see something, I want to be able to say it. And number two, it goes back to also our platforms. There are a lot of more restrictions on what you can do in terms of coverage when you are credentialed. And I just don't think that aligns with what our vision is, with what we want on our socials.
Yeah. So I think you took this the wrong turn. I wasn't kind of talking about that stuff. I was talking more so about fans were questioning, why are we putting this stuff out? I love the fact that you turned.
No, but the media can't put that out. Is my point.
No, yeah, no. But what I'm saying as a spy, what Jay Hart's saying is there's a lot of fans that are saying, "Hey, Booner's out here giving plays away to the NFL." I like the turn that you took there, though. Hey,
yeah, because that was that
was a great speech that you just gave.
And by the way, Streams only says, Hefe, you'd have to write articles every day. Do you like English? Actually, I love English, but I don't want to. I'm not writing articles. All right. I'm not. That's not really my job. So
I wrote articles when we were at Woodward. And listen, there was a couple months. I'll say this. I had like the top article one month.
Yeah. And I have a lot of respect. Those guys crush, man. We have great media here in Detroit. But yeah,
sure.
I don't look at myself as like credentialed media. No, I'm not. Media.
That's not okay. I love that you did that, Jeff. That's not kind of where I was going with that. I was going more so just the fans saying, like, why are we putting out these things for teams?
But did not people reach out and question why we're putting stuff like that?
Yeah, but I wasn't going to bring any of that up. I don't know. We didn't need to bring that up.
Oh, I won't bring it up.
Yeah, that's why you just went out and rant about it.
I don't care. Just make it.
No, and shout out to people. I don't care if people reach out to me. Listen, just have my back, which is fine. That's all cool. I have no hard feelings about any of that. Jeff maybe takes a different way. I don't. I think it's, hey, thank you for looking out. That's how I look at it. But
very PR answer. I love that.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Listen, yeah, we don't want to be credentialed at all, though. At the end of the day, it would be sweet. I know there's people who actually like comment on my stuff every day, and they're like, "Oh, why does this guy have a credential? Why does this happen?" Like, listen, like, I'm with you. I'm right there with you. Like, I love the people who cover the team. We have Jeremy on, one of the best people in the world, and helps us out a ton. The Doc, Corey. I mean, I could keep going with people that we've had on. Great people. I'm drawing a blank right now on who else. I wanted to say more names just
Corey
to respect.
Woods.
I said Corey. Yeah, Nolan Bianchi.
Nolan.
Yes, yeah. I was just trying to think of more people who are on our show, so I didn't miss anyone. But they're all the best, and they kill it. I think what we do, the way we do it, I love it. I would love a little bit more access without having to be credentialed. I think I tell you that all the time. Like, I feel like the Lions should give some creators some access outside, like to where it's like, hey, they're not credentialed. Hey, if you need to come to camp and want to just come for a day, that's. I think that should happen. Maybe we could speak with someone on the Lions for that. But back to the original point, though, Jeff. Booner's a spy. There's a lot of tweets, and I've been getting a lot of, I would say, hate today about putting this out. People are saying that I put out a scheme today, Jeff. Detroit Lions fans are wondering about trick plays with the new OC. I put with in there twice, by the way. Plays with new OC, John Moran. Simple grammar mistake. Jared Goff just lined up at wide receiver, which he did line up all the way out on wide receiver. David Montgomery was in the Wildcat, hands the ball off to Jahmyr Gibbs. It was an incredible play. It didn't really get much gain, but something maybe to look forward to in the future for this Lions team is that there's going to be something. John Morton is going to get tricky. He's going to get tricky. And people, really what happened today, people just said, Booner, you can't put that stuff out. I could put that stuff out. It was an open practice with probably, Jeff, 20,000 people there today watching and another NFL team. It was against another NFL team. Like, if they didn't want people to see it, Why are they running it in front of 20,000 fans and the Miami Dolphins? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing here? There's some words I could say. Can't say it live on air. I won't say it, but about some people in my comment section. It's okay.
Yeah, two things. One, you mentioned fans are able to talk about that play. We are technically a part of the fan base, so we're not in. So we can talk about it. So like, you didn't do anything wrong. Number one. Number two, that what? Why? Like to your point, John Morton. You know, guys, like if they run that play in a game, you still got to stop it. And they probably have multiple different plays out of that same formation.
Yes, 100%.
Like these plays are constantly changing. You think John Morton's going to whip that out and do this same exact thing against a team with the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks? No. Like they're probably a lot of the stuff they do is mostly it's like vanilla stuff, you know. Like John always says, it's based on what the defense is doing. He doesn't say, "Well, yeah, we're going to run these plays." And like, no, it changes every week what they're going to do.
Remember last year they actually, and I don't know if it was Ben Johnson like slipped up in the media and said that something about like Panay passing or not Panay pass. There was something that came out, and then they went out and ran it in the regular in the game, but they did it with like a twist to it, to where if the team that was listening heard what he said, they would have thought he was, let's say, hand the ball off, but instead the media went, all out of proportion with it, and Ben Johnson used that to his advantage and ended up scoring a touchdown off it the opposite way because they so I don't think it's that big of a deal if it gets out there. If it's something that they truly, Jeff, are like, hey, we can't have anyone seeing this, dude, they would for sure not. They
wouldn't even use it. Yeah.
And my point with this whole thing, and maybe this is a bad mindset, what's the difference between like putting out there, hey, Jared Goff is lining up in a different position, than it is like, hey, Tate Ratledge is playing center. Oh, he's playing guard. Oh, this guy's at the nickel. It's just like a guy playing at a different position. Jared Goff's playing at wide receiver. It's the same reporting, right? Am I wrong? Or
yeah, I guess people would say like, oh, one's more
okay, that's fair. Yeah.
One's more schematic based, but again, it's the same thing with Jameer. Remember Jameer? Like they posted the picture on Snapchat and it was like the plays, and they were like we don't. What? Like we don't care.
They're like yeah, you can have them.
You can have. Well, you can have.
What's going to happen?
Dan say? What Dan said something. He's like, you can have all of it, and we're still gonna you're still not gonna know what we're gonna run out of those plays.
Sure.
So yeah, people just overreacting, man. It's just the panic time of the year. People don't want these plays. We can't have them leak, guys. Like
my comments were interesting today. There was lots of positives and.
Well, if the Lions want to run plays that they don't want anyone to know about, they would run them when it's a media only practice. So because they can't talk about it.
Close practice.
Or close practice. Yeah, like whatever. So yeah, with all these fans there, they're going to run plays where people can talk about it openly. Like, no, they're not going to do that.
What do they do to a fan? Like them running that literally right in front of the fan section. What if like 10 fans went out there and tweeted out Jared Goff's lining up at wide receiver, they're doing a wildcat? Are they going to go to every single one of those fans and say, hey, delete it? No.
No, you can't.
Now, if me and you were credentialed and I tweeted that out, okay, yeah, that's a
credentialed media can't do that.
But I'm putting that out there, and I'll tell you what, the fans that are like, you're giving away our sauce.
Now,
I'm not.
I'll tell the people something else that I'm allowed to say that credentialed media can't say. We watched something very interesting take place on the sideline, Boone.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Yeah, so Jack Jones, the corner that Amon-Ra tore up today and yesterday, him and Tashard Choice were jawing at each other for probably a straight 10 to 15 minutes. They straight just jawing at each other. Like Tashard Choice is walking up the sideline, jawing at him. Jack Jones is lining up in front of J-Mo, jawing at Tashard Choice. And I loved it. It was amazing. And for whatever reason, media can't say anything about that. I don't know. There might have reasons. I don't know what it is. Obviously, we can speak about it. But yeah. I thought I love that. That was sweet. Because Tashard Choice, man, that dude, he's got a little of that Deuce Staley in him for sure. Like Deuce.
Dude, he was talking the whole time today.
Yeah, Deuce would do something like that. Like John at that corner probably saying, I can only imagine what he was saying to Jack Jones, dude. Like Jack Jones is getting tore up all day and yesterday too, and he's just probably jawing at him. Like, yeah. Like he said, and then he got scored on, and then they were running back or whatever. And I think Deshaun George was like, yeah. Like,
Dude, he's him and Scotty Montgomery as the running backs and wide receiver coach is
it's
incredible.
great. Those
It
two
is
are so
incredible.
much energy. It's amazing. I mean,
Easy said Booner. Fun fact: Booner's uncle has hooks for hands. Did you see the end of the heavyweights today?
no. What happened?
There was a guy that had no hands and 2 hooks, like Captain Hook, walked by the window, and Easy doesn't say anything, and he just looks at Spenny, like it's just like, just say it, bro. And he just looks at Spenny and just goes under the desk too, like he was trying to hide it. He was like he was like making hooks, and you could clearly see Easy just making hooks like this with his, like he was doing puppy dog hands. And looking at Spenny, and Spenny's like, "What are you doing?" He like points outside, and Spenny's like, "What? The guy's got hooks. This guy was trying not to do this." It was so funny, dude. I texted him, "What are you doing?"
I mean, he's shout out to Easy. We were hanging out with him today at camp. He's
I mean, we could say it, right?
he was having a day, man. He was having a day. He really was. He was.
He might have been on something.
He needed to get assisted, and he got picked up by another man. That's the only.
That's not a joke either. I know that sounds like a crazy sentence.
Yeah, no, he got picked up by another man. I'm not going to explain anything further than that.
This guy hugged him.
Yeah, he.
I thought there was a moment in today's camp where the training staff was going to have to come help Easy, because Easy tried to make a quick jump over some seats. I didn't know if he was going to make it. I thought Easy was gone.
Yeah, that was. I mean, Richard, appreciate you, Richard. Said thanks, guys, for keeping us up. Keeping us what's going on with the Lions. I love maybe he was going to say love the channel or what. Richard, we appreciate.
He just loves the man. I love that too, Richard.
Thank
Shout
you,
out,
my friend.
Appreciate you, Richard.
Yeah, the support's been awesome through the coverage here. You guys have been loving it. We've been trying to stay on top of it, whether it's breaking news, training camp updates. We've been trying to have great credentialed media on, obviously, because we are not. It's like what does McAfee always say? Like, you know, he never claims to be the professional media. Like that's kind of what direction we're kind of heading in. It's like we're not. These guys are the people that take care of that stuff. We have them on the show. They do great work.
Yeah,
and, we give opinions for a living. So thank you guys for the support there. But there are things to get into. But we were there today, and I want to start by getting into. We can start offense, defense. I mean, I do want to talk. We watched a lot of the offense, obviously. So that's the side we were on. And I will say, I wasn't there yesterday, but it seemed like today was more balanced than it was yesterday. Like the Lions offense still had success, but yesterday seemed like an absolute domination. It felt like today the Lions were the better team, but the Dolphins came to play a little better today. They did. I think some of that was more Dolphins offense against Lions defense. Lions offense still had some success today, especially with the ones. Like Jahmyr Gibbs had some nice plays. He looked really good. You saw Amon-Ra St. Brown doing his thing. Jameson Williams obviously did his thing as well. But I thought today the big takeaway for me was it was a JMO day. You know, JMO came back in the mix and started making some noise because yesterday he had some drops. He wasn't really talked about a lot. Yesterday it was the Amon-Ra St. Brown show, Sam Laporta show, but Sam Laporta wasn't out there today. So he wasn't out. Sam Laporta wasn't out there today for whatever reason. Dan Campbell talked about it. He said he's dealing with something. He's going to be out a little while, but nothing serious. So that's great news. But JMO had a play, which I want to show later when we actually talk about JMO and Amon-Ra, because I do want to have that conversation. But he shined, and I think the offense today, they're still building on what they've been doing lately. And the offense, man, I get it's the Dolphins. I understand it's the Dolphins. But it's still an NFL team. And you want to see them match up against other teams in the NFL, and I'm not too worried about the offense. Like I thought John Morton, even though he's not going to, these aren't plays, like we can't really judge his play calling off training camp.
Yeah.
They look like they're getting in a rhythm. Like there were bigger holes for Jahmyr Gibbs to run through, Dave Montgomery to run through. Like you could see the run blocking start to kind of pick up too, which I noticed, you know, and I see streams only. So it was really bad for the defense. I wouldn't say really bad. We'll talk about the defense though. It evened out a little more today, especially in the red zone. But the offense looked good today too, Boone. It wasn't as dominant. Yeah. They still showed out today.
That's the thing. I was talking to you about it there. It's just, hey, when do we actually get a feel? And do we feel like, I asked Easy about yesterday's play calling, because yesterday they had their best day offensively. It's like, hey, can you tell? Can you get a feel? And it feels like you can't get a feel until week 1. And I think that's where, like, we keep having this conversation with the offense about when, like, how much time are you going to give John Morton? I think that's why you have to give him, 3 or 4 weeks in the regular season, because there's no way to simulate a real regular season game. Not in camp, not in preseason, not in joint practices. There's just no way you can simulate what it's going to be like week 1 versus the Green Bay Packers and versus the Ravens and versus the Browns. Like, you can't simulate that. So I think what I've seen the last couple days, Jeff, or yesterday, what we heard, and then we saw today, I would say this confidently. I do have a better feeling about the John Morton offense. I do. Like today, offensively, that first down, they did the first down 11 on 11. Typically, teams think, hey, you're running the ball on first down. You know what John Morton does? Quick move, JMO downfield, wide open, touchdown, 50-yard bomb on the first play of 11 on 11. And it's like, I think he's going to slowly start getting a feel of trying to get advantages of defenses. And today it felt like that, because the first team offense dominated all day. And there was a situational where they didn't go score a touchdown. Those are tough positions, getting into. But all the other 11 on 11 drills, D-Mont was dominating. Amon-Ra St. Brown dominating. JMO dominating. Gibbs dominating. The offense, Goff looked good. The O-line looked good. It feels like you're starting to slowly see this offense develop. I think it was always going to be the case. You have a new O-line, Jeff, and at the end of the day, you have a new OC. So from what we've seen at camp, and I'll tell you what, like Amon-Ra, he looks incredible. I would like to see Sam Laporta too. I think that's like the disappointing part about today. There's just no Sam Laporta. Hopefully he's good. Dan had mentioned it's not a long-term situation. It's kind of a short-term thing, just going to be out a short period of time. Hopefully there was no – I don't know if he said in the press conference what the injury was. Did you hear that? Yeah, so I wonder what that was. Hopefully it's not. The one that I don't want to hear, if I'm being honest, is like that hamstring. Remember last year he had that hamstring and it kind of lingered, it felt like, throughout the season.
Yeah, and, we did see with the first team, they were cycling out Shane Zylstra and Brock Wright, which leads me to think that they really like those two tight ends. We went through our roster prediction. We had both of them making the roster with Sam Laporta. I think that's gonna end up happening. I think it's gonna be Sam Laporta, Brock Wright, and Shane Zylstra. And we saw that today. Shane Zylstra was running with the ones, but it was nice to see no Laporta. How did they move the ball? How'd they look? And it wasn't again as dominant, but they still were the better team. Like the offense was still taking care of business. Amon-Ra, I think the first couple plays had like 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. He came out and just like cooked Jack Jones.
Yeah, I actually put in my notes here. I had the first couple plays here in my notes. It was just the first 6 catches, 3 touchdowns, and the 2 other catches were first downs. He had like a spin move. He caught the ball spin move on one of their defenders and runs for a first down. And then the other one, the 5th out of the 6th one, was essentially he catches for a first down, breaks a couple tackles, and he dove down at the 1. And when he caught the ball, there was a DPI on him too. So he caught it while getting pass interference as well. Amon-Ra just looks different. He does. I know we're gonna have actually a conversation later in the show about him, but it's like very, very clear how good he looks. He looks better. He really does.
Yeah, and we can keep it a stack too. Like Hendon Hooker confidence is absolutely shot.
Can you say now it's a 0 after today? I know you hate to say 0% chance. They let Hendon Hooker go out there. First off, the teams are going. Kyle Allen's down with the second team. Jared Goff's with the first team. They're down doing 11 on 11. And when they're kind of just in the middle of it doing whatever, Hendon Hooker's just on the other side of the field by himself, just throwing balls. It's like he's not with them. It was like, all right, why is that happening? And then he finally gets put on the 11 versus 11. And I can't remember the whole sequence, but don't remember him throwing a ton. Maybe he made a couple passes, but they get down closer within the 10. Rolling out, Jeff, and you saw it. Number 40 it was. Wide open in the end zone. No one around him. Like, when I say no one around him, I tapped you. I said, you could have made that throw, Jeff. And I'm not saying you're bad, but you're not Hendon Hooker. You've never even played high school quarterback. You would have made that throw to him. Handed a hooker like a mile over the tight end's head. Well, it wasn't close, and they just handed the ball off the rest of the time, and he never got snaps after that. It was like right then, it was just he has zero confidence. There's no way an NFL quarterback misses that throw. I feel bad constantly hitting that point about Hendon, but it's like, okay, maybe he'll have a good day today. You show up today, makes that pass, and you're like,
well, it got to a point after that player.
Over.
After that player referring to, he missed. I don't know who might have been Shane Stellanos, the tight end, number 43.
Was it?
Was that 43?
I think it was Zach Horton.
Or yeah, it could be him. Either one. Is that a tight end? Zach
Yes,
Horton?
it was a 40 or 42.
Some tight end, whoever it was, missed him to the point you're talking about. It was like a bootleg, or he rolled out of the pocket, missed him. He was running towards the pylon. He just overthrew him. It was a touch throw. He just didn't hit him. And after that sequence, I think they scored because they handed the ball off and Craig scored, or not Craig. It was the third string running back, who I can't remember who that was, but they ended up scoring on that play. And then he comes out and John Morton pulls him aside, and he's just like, I can see John Morton going, like,
it was an
him,
easy throw.
I think John Morton said something to him like, you don't have to just get it to him, man. Holy shit!
Oh, there's no way.
What? What the fuck?
Hey, Coach Walk, I'll never. Me and you will never argue again. Never. I'll never argue with Coach Walk again. Whatever you say, Coach Walk, dead right. Incredible. We got to read it. Do you want me to read it, or you want to read it?
You're gonna have to read this.
All right, Coach Walk, $500 donation from Coach Walk. Coach Walk, we love you. You know that. Let's start the season out right. This is the years of the Lions. Here's to Crunch Time taking off and starting a media company. Here's to the Crunch Time morning show. I've been with you guys since the beginning, like many of you in the chat. I want Crunch Time to succeed and flourish. You boys are the best. Even Booner. Hey, even Booner. Shout out Coach Walk, man. He's a legend, dude. Absolute legend.
What? Coach.
It's a big one.
Coach, what the hell? I honestly don't know what to say. Like, I don't even think thank you.
Even Booner, him hitting it with the even Booner at the end is right there at the end is funny, man.
Even Booner.
Yeah. Shout out Coach Walk. What a legend.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
It's awesome.
You're the man, Coach Walk. I
want to ask Coach Walk this too.
Wow, I don't know what to say. That's
is
crazy.
that Coach Walk? Is that you riding a bike in your profile picture? I've always wondered that. Always wanted to ask. Never got around to it.
Yeah, it definitely is Coach Walk for sure.
I love that.
That is insane, Coach. God bless you, brother. That is.
It's amazing, man.
I think this guy just owns stock in the company. That's insane. All right, let's.
I think Coach Walk does, man.
And now we transition.
You gotta give him some stock.
We go right to Jeremy Reisman. I'm absolutely rattled right now, and Jeremy Reisman's waiting, and we're gonna get to talk to him because he was at training camp today. Covers the Detroit Lions for Pride of Detroit. Let's get his thoughts on this matter. Also, he's a Hornet survivor. You know, he's coming off
that
vicious attack. And he's joining the program. So let's bring him in, Mr. Jeremy Reisman. Jeremy, how are we doing?
Thanks for the PTSD there. Yeah, no, thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, I would be remiss. I had to at least mention it, Jeremy. The guy's a soldier. You know, he's playing, disc golf? He's out there throwing it. What is going on? How'd this happen? How'd the Hornets get found?
Listen, I'm not a good disc golf player. And so I hit a tree about 10 feet in front of me. Disc bounce way into the right into the woods there, and I assume I step on a wasp's nest or something because suddenly I get a little prick on my leg, then a second, then a third, and then a fourth, and then I finally realize what's happening. I'm getting stung by a swarm of wasps. I run away and I've never been stung by a bee before, so I don't know how this works. So I just run 10 feet away, not realizing that the wasps are going to follow you pretty much as far as you want. So then I'm getting stung in the back, in the arms, in the neck. So then I realized, okay, I need to get as far away as possible. And I walked away with probably about 10 stings in total. And that was an experience.
Yeah, I can just
That's
see
insane.
It's like Forrest Gump. Just never stop running, Jeremy. He's just
Right.
Jeremy running forever, just away from the loss. Well, appreciate you for joining. I know you were out there today. You were out there the last 2 days and most days of training camp, every day of training camp. But the last 2 days with the Dolphins, it seems like, and we could just start here. The offense. I know you were there to watch Amon-Ra St. Brown yesterday and put up like 500 million yards. But what has been your kind of thoughts on this offense? Because it seems like early on the offensive line's been gelling, and then it seems like just like when you see a really good offense in the NFL struggle, you're like, eventually they're going to click. It seems like they were just waiting, and then the Dolphins just got the unfortunate end of it, where it's like they finally are clicking and they're scoring on pretty much every drive. But what have you made of this offense and how they've looked the last 2 days against the Dolphins?
Yeah, it's really telling, and it almost feels more telling of the Lions defense than anything else. It's just like, okay, once they stop going up against DJ Reed and Brian Branch and Aiden Hutchinson, like everything starts clicking. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You're going against a Dolphins defense that isn't particularly that good. They lost a lot of big players this offseason. Their defensive front is kind of okay, but their secondary is kind of in shambles. And so I think it made I feel like it almost told me more about the defense than the offense to see the offense finally break through. And I want to give some credit to the offense too. Like, I think any sort of panic or concern or whatever was probably a little like ill-conceived at the time, because they still have the crazy personnel that they do on the offensive side of the ball. But it's really the offensive line stuff that definitely feels like it's all coming together, whether it's Tate Ratledge continuing to grow at right guard, whether it's getting Taylor Decker back at left tackle, or just having all 5 of your starters finally out there and gelling together. Saw a lot of big runs today, a lot of good goal line play, both kind of getting out of their own zone and, literally, red zone goal line type of stuff. So I think everything just looked a little bit more familiar and looks a lot more of what we're accustomed to from this offense. And I think that's both a product of not having to face the defense anymore and the offensive line just kind of finally getting it together here.
Yeah, Jeremy, just going off the offensive line there, I know everyone's talking about J-Mo and Amon-Ra and David Montgomery and Jameer and like the weapons on this offense. I've thought this whole offseason, this whole offense is going to, whatever this O-line does, that's like the bread and butter of what they've built in the pillar of this offense. How have you felt over the last week, especially the last few days versus the Dolphins? One, with Tate Ratledge kind of being at right guard and Christian Mahogany at left guard, and then also Graham at center, kind of the new revamped O-line. Are you feeling a little bit more optimistic going into this season after the last week?
Yeah, no question. I think you're right. To have the offensive line as your primary concern, because we know who Amon-Ra is, we know who J-Mo is at this point, even too. We know all the other weapons that they have. We know, Jahmyr Gibbs could be in for an even bigger season. But the offensive line was always the question. And honestly, for the past, I would say like week and a half, Tate Ratledge has shown me a lot of high-end stuff that I didn't really expect to see right away from him. Like, I'm talking your guys getting making like this last second stunt and you're recognizing it just enough time to go out there and clean him out, give Jared Goff a little bit of a lane, or the like indirect nonverbal communication stuff with Penei. And I fully understand that working right next to Penei Sewell will make a lot of things a lot easier in life. And Tate Ratledge said exactly that after practice today. Like, listen, he's going to make my life easier all season long, but there's still like the kind of, and he's mentioned this too, like the nonverbal communication between the two that's already seemingly that is developed. I would say Graham Glasgow's probably been one of the steadiest players from start to finish ever since they kind of moved him over to center. It seems like something he's particularly comfortable in. He's winning a lot of his one-on-ones, which is something that I think maybe was a bigger concern, because he kind of has the mental aspect of it, but he's in his 30s. He's a guy that, has not seen a lot of success at left guard. And I think people thought maybe he lost a step, but he has been very, very consistent. And, when the Lions are out there, he's going up against DJ Reader. He's going up against Tyleik Williams, a guy almost 10 years younger than him. So I've been really impressed with him. And then Mahogany too. Like, he's such a road grader in the run game, where it just feels like that's where he's happiest and that's where he's the most comfortable. And there's still things that I think he needs to work out with communication, because he's been with basically every reserve tackle to his left on the team at some point, whether it's Jamarco Jones, Giovanni Manu, Dan Skipper. He's only had, 3 days of practices with Taylor Decker in the lineup. So that's something that I think still needs room to grow. But I have all the confidence in the world that he has the physical makeup to be a really good left guard as well.
Yeah, Jeremy, the big storyline of training camp, Isaac Tesla, he's Mayotron, whatever you want to say. There's like 40 nicknames for the guy. He's been impressing, and I'll even speak from just my evaluation coming out. I don't know how you felt about him coming out, but it was like maybe he's a player that in year 2 can make a bigger impact. Seems like year 1 he's just already ready to go. Physically, mentally, the hands are there. And now with Tim Patrick being out, it makes things very interesting. Not that I think Tim Patrick, and I told Booner this, my opinion, I think the Lions, knowing how they usually do things, is they like to ease guys along, even though Isaac's, it looks like he's ready, but Dan's still like, all right, let's give this thing some time. But it looks like he could compete for that wide receiver 3 spot right away, that true kind of exit guy on the outside. But what have you made of the training camp he's had so far, and what has been your kind of projection for him this season, how early he can make an impact for the Lions?
Yeah, I would say my initial impressions were the same as you, where I was like, okay, like I get the vision of this guy long term. He hasn't played a lot on the outside. He hasn't seen a lot of press coverage in his days. He's still going to have to kind of learn the route tree all over again, playing on the outside than rather in the slot. It requires so much different nuance to your game there that, yeah, year 2 seems like with a part where you circle. Like I almost view it as Sione Vaki's first season here. Obviously, there isn't as much room for Sione Vaki to grow because they have 2 really good running backs, and the Lions have some maybe openings at wide receiver coming for Tesla. But it was like, yeah, maybe he'll get some packages toward the end of the year, and then year 2 we'll see. Maybe he takes over as the wide receiver X. That plan has certainly shifted, in my opinion. He's a guy that just seemingly makes at least one big play every single day in training camp. And it's not like 100% consistent. He's not like winning all of his one-on-ones. I'd say he probably wins about half of them, which is not all that bad. But the other thing to note too, is that he's still not repping with the ones all that often. It's been almost exclusively to Khalif Raymond. And we even saw, a little bit of Ronnie Bell with the ones on Wednesday. We haven't seen a ton of Tesla there. And that speaks to what you said as well, where they're going to take this guy along slowly. They still think this guy has a lot of room to grow. I imagine he's going to continue to get a lot of play in the preseason games, which I think might unnerve some people because they want to keep him all safe and bubble wrap and all that sort of stuff. But they still see a guy that has a lot of room to grow, that still has a lot of seasoning that needs to be had. And I do think, though, that he's done enough where he's going to start getting sprinkled into the offense pretty early. I would say I'd be surprised if he didn't have a few sub packages, even in September. They like Tim Patrick. They trust Tim Patrick. Tim Patrick's been sidelined for a week or so with an injury, but I think the job is still his in week 1. But I think Tesla has proven that he is a top 5, top 6 weapon on this team, maybe already. And I know that doesn't sound like, oh, wow, top 6. Like, that's way down in the order. I mean, with all the weapons that this team has, top 5, top 6 is nothing to shake your fist at. I think he gets some play pretty early this season.
And Jeremy, something me and Boone talk about is, do you think they keep? I think that there's a chance they keep 6 wide receivers. Yeah. Booner thinks they keep. Booner said last year they kept less, and he thinks it's like Dominic Lovett could be the one that ends up getting cut.
I said 5 this year.
5. What side of the fence are you on there?
I'm at 6, and I know there are even some beat writers that are considering 7 because of some of the things that Jackson Meeks is doing, and I think the common belief right now is that Dominic Lovett is that wide receiver 6 position, but obviously we have to kind of see how that plays out. He missed a good portion of practice. Thankfully, he returned today, and that makes me believe he might get some time in the preseason game upcoming. He still has a lot to prove. Meeks still has a lot to prove, but I think 6 is a pretty comfortable number just with the amount of depth that they have at that position. I think you want to keep at least one of Jackson Meeks or Dominic Lovett, and because I think. And it's always really hard to predict which guys get plucked off the waivers. I think your draft pick would probably have a little bit more of a chance, but the Lions aren't in a spot where they can't afford a wide receiver 6. There are some other positions where I'm like, I kind of want a 10th offensive lineman or a 9th or 10th defensive back, or what about Nate Lynn? What about Keith Cooper? Like all these other guys. But I think the depth there is just so good, and when you consider that you might not have Khalif Raymond after this year, you might not have Tim Patrick after this year, you want to get younger at that position. That's something that Brad Holmes said this offseason. So I'm not sure they're going to risk losing one or maybe even both of those guys.
Yeah, I just want to ask about another weapon, the Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery thing. A lot of people, Jeremy, are obviously saying, hey, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be even better this year, which I don't disagree with. I think Jahmyr is just going to keep getting better. But I think a lot of people are thinking that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get even more of a carry load. I saw David Montgomery. You've been there almost every day. We've been there about 4 or 5 days. I've been saying this on Twitter, Jeremy. To me, it looks like David Montgomery's in the best shape of his life. It looks like he is. I'm not going to say he looks smaller because he's still massive for a running back and will bully people, but he looks slimmer. He looks quicker. He looks faster. It really does look like he's in the best shape of his life. And I don't see the way he looks at practice right now, how you're not like, hey, David Montgomery's about to have one of his best seasons. At the same time, people are like, hey, Jahmyr's going to have his best season. How do you see this? Are they just going to keep the same balance so they can preserve these guys for the playoffs? How do you see this thing playing out with those two?
Yeah, I mean, they are definitely going to continue to operate in a running back by committee way. And I think our mutual friend here, Justin Rogers, kind of put it best in a conversation I had with him, where it was just like, it does feel like this offseason, Jahmyr Gibbs officially went from 1B to 1A, but it still is a 1A, 1B situation. It's just now Jahmyr Gibbs is kind of that primary, is the guy that you might see starting football games where it was mostly David Montgomery last year. That, we're talking about a switch from, like it was still about like 60-40 in Jahmyr Gibbs' favor. Now it's like 65-35. Like it's still going to be a pretty clean split between the two, but I'm with you. Like Dave Montgomery is one of those dudes that just shines, I think, in joint practices because he wants to be more physical than anyone else on that field. And so the Lions got a lot of short yardage work today, and I thought he was fantastic. I thought Sione Vaki was actually kind of surprisingly fantastic in the physicalness of his game as well. But with, Montgomery, that is a guy that they value so much that they aren't going to make it like, okay, Jahmyr's going to get 30 touches and we're just going to give 5 to Dave Montgomery. That's not how this team is built. That's not playing into your best. If you want to talk about your 5-6 best weapons, David Montgomery is on that list too. So they're not going to ignore him. They're not going to just make this a, situation where you have a Saquon Barkley and everyone else. Like, no, Dave Montgomery is part of that offense. He's essentially, I would say, in some ways, the heart of the offense too.
Yeah, the Hutch rule thing is interesting. He's been absolutely dominant. I don't know if he's got a robotic leg or something, Jeremy. He's out there doing special things. And today and yesterday, he just can't be blocked. What have you made on just how good or great he's looked, and I guess the season that we should be expecting out of this guy? Because I think Defensive Player of the Year coming off a broken leg. It's almost like I know he's like one of the favorites on most betting apps, but it feels like it's just destiny. This guy's going to come off a traumatic injury and just rattle off comeback player of the year and defensive player of the year. But what have you made how dominant he's been so far in training camp?
Yeah, there was a day, like it was either the first or second day of padded practice where he went on a tear on whoever the left tackle was at that moment. It was obviously not Taylor Decker, but it was like the moment everyone had decided Aiden Hutchinson had arrived. There's no concern about him. Don't worry about him. And he hasn't slowed down since. And you hear the way some coaches, some players talk about the guy, and he's so relentless in his learning of the game and his pursuit to get better that it almost makes you feel like an idiot if you ever thought during the draft process that he was already near his ceiling, his developmental ceiling, which is something that was commonly said by a lot of people. And I probably bought into it. I'm just like, well, yeah, I can see, he's got a limited athletic body. So maybe, but no, like this guy is just going to work until he hits that limit. And you realize how much of hitting your limit isn't about what you can physically do. It's where mentally you can get yourself. And that's where Aiden Hutchinson separates himself from almost everybody else in the league. I do kind of have a running joke on our show that he's a little bit of a backup tackle merchant, very much tongue in cheek, like all these slot merchant stuff that Amon-Ra gets, because if you do remember, his ridiculous pace last year was certainly at least aided by the fact that he went every single game, I think, except for one against a backup tackle. And then it's just kind of funny. You get into training camp and now he's beating up on Dan Skipper. It's like, okay, he's doing it again. And, the Dolphins are missing the right tackle. And you're like, is this just what kind of crazy luck does he have in his favor? But that's all tongue in cheek. Like, he is a very, very talented player. I don't know if he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, but it does kind of feel like he's a shoo-in for Comeback Player of the Year already, just because I have literally zero concerns about Aiden Hutchinson going into the season. It seems like, that injury happened early enough in last season where he essentially got a full off season, and you're starting to see it here in training camp.
Hey, Jeremy, I know today you were watching the offense, but the defense over the last few days as well. One of the most interesting storylines to me is obviously the Anzo stuff that happened away from, obviously, we don't know if it was hold out, hold in during OTAs, all of that. But Jack Campbell gets the green dot, and it's been his defense, Dan said. How has Jack kind of taken over the last week or so, control of that defense, and how does he look in his development going into this year, especially in coverage? Have you seen him at all in coverage the last week or so?
A little bit for sure. And I would say the first day of training camp, there were some positive things, particularly when he's lined up against the tight end. I still think this team has a little bit of trouble against the speedy running backs, but my only evidence is two of the best speedy receiving running backs in football, and Jahmyr Gibbs and Devon Achane. Not easy assignments for him or Anzalone. So that's something that's still developing. And in a lot of ways, it's just never going to develop because those guys are just so much more athletic than linebackers. It's a mismatch for a reason. If you're game planning against Devon Achane, like maybe you decide to put Brian Branch on him instead of a linebacker. But yeah, I think in general, if you want to talk about Jack Campbell's game, the best way I would describe it is it just looks steady. He looks so comfortable. Everything seems like it's coming second nature. So he's reacting a little bit quicker. He's getting to the ball carrier a little bit quicker. He's getting the team in the right looks quicker. He's barking out signs and moving defensive linemen and dropping into coverage. All that just in like a half a second quicker than he was last year. Now, I know a lot of people are like, okay, this is the year he takes an all-pro step. This is the year he really breaks out. The thing that I think will get in the way of that a little bit is in order to do that, you really have to have the disruption numbers. You need interceptions. You need forced fumbles. You need sacks. He's a little bit capable of doing all those things, but also we haven't really seen it. We haven't seen interceptions in camp. We see some pass rushing with him and Derek Barnes and Alex Anzalone. They're going to be aggressive at that linebacking level. And I think maybe that's kind of the untapped potential, but those disruption numbers are just really, really hard to come by in this defense. And so I don't know if he'll get the national praise that he probably deserves, but I think he's just going to be a guy that's like 150 tackles, probably, a dozen for loss, really good stats. And I think he's just going to be a very, very good player. It just might not resonate nationally in a way that I think some people are predicting.
How do we get this guy in the national news, Jeremy? Because I'm saying, I said earlier in the month, I said this guy's going to end up he should be talked about as one of the best linebackers in the game after this season. And I actually mentioned that to Jeff. I was like, a lot of these guys just nationally, people just love them. There's something about Jack where just no one wants to talk about him. I don't know if it's because Anzo's always been in front of it. I don't know what it is. We need to find a way to get this guy out there. Maybe we sell some merch or something.
It's hard to sell merch. It's a redneck from Iowa. It's a tough sell.
All right. Maybe we make some corn merch or something. I don't know. We'll figure this out.
He needs to grow out the hair or like start swinging a hammer or have like a cool nickname like Jack. Like I love Jack, but he's a little bit of white bread attitude. Like it's not the most exciting guy to talk to.
Yeah, that's fair, Jeremy. We appreciate you. You guys can check out Jeremy, of course, at Detroit Online, Proud of Detroit. Jeremy, we'll talk to you soon, my friend. Appreciate you as always.
No, sounds good, fellas.
There you go.
Appreciate it, Jeremy.
Jeremy Reisman joining the program, talking to the fellas
Legend.
here. More to get to. Of course, we got training camp. We're still talking about. Obviously, we were there for the joint practices, and we talked about the offense, but the defense today.
Jeff,
we weren't. Go on.
Can we got a couple donations during Jeremy? Can we throw them up?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I don't want to forget one. It looked like one almost went away. I wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So let's get to it. Mike Reed start us off. He said, Jeff, send an invite to Coach to be on the show ASAP. Mike Reed, appreciate that. Coach Walk he can do whatever the hell he wants. All right.
Coach Walk, we need to set up like a dinner or something here in the next couple weeks before football. Have a couple drinks, some dinner or something. We need to figure that out. We need to coordinate something here.
Yeah, we have to in person thank Coach Walk and show some love, man, because he's done a lot for the fellas here, a ton for the fellas. Stephen V, appreciate the membership, 13 months. He says more than a year with the boys. Great content as always, fellas. Stephen V, we appreciate that. Thank you. Stephen V also dropping $20 for the fellas. He says, I love the show, dudes. I watch nearly every day. Usually after you're not live anymore, which is fine, completely fine. So thought I'd give back a little. Have a beer on me, Stephen.
We
appreciate the hell out of you, man.
Absolute legend.
In. By the way, don't worry if it's not always live. That's okay. If people watch us post live, that's okay. Yep. You're tuning in, you're supporting us, and we appreciate the hell out of that. All the members, all the super chats, all the listeners, we love you guys. You make this thing go. So
best, dude.
That. Yeah, they make it go, man.
Who else do we meet today? What was his name, Jeff? You said it.
Pedro.
Pedro was a legend, dude.
Yep. Pedro, we took
Absolute
some
legend.
photos. There are people that came up to us, man, showed love. They said they love the show. We have to chop it up with some listeners, all great people. It was a great conversation. And that's probably one of the best things, honestly, is getting to speak to people out there at Allen Park. It was awesome. It was fun. And then me and Boone are walking and someone drives by and just says, Iafrate and Boone. And we're like, hell yeah.
Crazy.
Let's go, boys. So
The one dude too from North Carolina is like, I love the Kool-Aid videos. It's just like anywhere in the world, there's people. I love the Kool-Aid videos too. It's the greatest thing ever, man.
yeah, it never gets old, man.
It means
The
a lot.
sport means everything. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. And I mean, we got to see. We were not on the defensive side. Obviously, we kind of paid some attention, but based on the reporting I saw today, it seemed like the defense, they were a little back and forth. They had great moments, and then there were some moments where the Dolphins responded, and we heard the crowd reaction. Obviously,
Yeah.
there were some passing touchdowns that were thrown on the Lions, and we saw Dolphins players celebrating, probably like, thank God we're scoring. Thank God we're finally scoring on this defense, because yesterday the defense was lights out. But I saw Mike Payton put out a tweet, and Dolphins Twitter was kind of like going after him because he was just talking about the Dolphins, and people were like, I don't know, Dolphins fans on Twitter apparently are just like upset for no reason at like every Lions beat reporter for talking about how bad they've been in the joint practice. But today they did respond. Mike Payton put out they were killing the red zone drills 7-on-7, and then they struggled in 11-on-11. So the Dolphins, when it was basically flag football 7-on-7,
Scored some touchdowns.
but then it went to 11-on-11.
Yeah. I
And
read the
then-
same thing with the doc. The doc put it out there and was like 7-on-7, Jalen Waddle, Malik Washington, and someone, Zach Wilson. And then it
Aiden
flipped.
Hutchinson comes out there.
Yes. Aiden Hutchinson. It sounded like Anzo had a good day. It was just 11-on-11. And then we saw the situational drill at the end too, Jeff, where the Lions, they marched down a little bit. They couldn't finish it. It was 24-20. They couldn't go get a touchdown to win it. But the Dolphins went out there. Like the Lions drive it was a 50-second drive, essentially. You have 50 seconds down 4 to go score a touchdown, go like 60, 70 yards. The Dolphins went 4 and out. They didn't get anything. They had, I think, one pass, and it was just a dump off. And I think even in that dump off, I'm pretty sure Aiden Hutchinson got there for a sack. Refs just didn't call it. So, yeah, I think there are going to still. I mean, defense, dude. There's something about this defense, Jeff, that fires me up. It seems like every time, like, hey, okay, they start off bad, bounce back, and it's like it's guys like Hutch, Anzo, Brian Branch. Remember Brian Branch on that 4th down? Forcing the incompletion to force over a turnover on downs. Like it just constantly, you just have dudes on every single level of this defense, which just makes them that much better. So I wish we could have seen them more. I wish they would have switched fields for a little bit or something, but we weren't able to see a ton of the defense today. But I did see a tweet as well. I think Will Birchfield put it out there, but I saw the Detroit Times put it out for Will, not for him, but credited him, that Hutch today, Jeff, 4 or 5 sacks again.
He dominated. Like, I mean, I don't care who he's against. He's better than whoever he's facing. Now, Coach Walk said, did Taron Arnold participate?
He did.
He did end up participating. I don't know. I couldn't see how much run he actually got. I know eventually he was out there. So, to answer Stream's only question, like, how'd TA look? I didn't see too much on, at least from reporting.
Yeah, it was tough, too, from
looked.
our angle to even see over there. You were able to see a little bit, but the defense was across from us on the second field. So,
yeah, and I do know that Taron Arnold he showed some love to Amik Robertson today. He said he's the best slot in the game. That's what he said about him.
who said that, TA?
Yeah.
Amik's good, dude. Amik's going to be good. You know what also I noticed today? I actually mentioned it to Easy. Rocky Sin. There was no Kirby today. Rocky Sin, a corner, is out there playing safety for Kirby. He was the first team safety today with Brian Branch. Did you notice that?
I did. Yeah, he was out there playing safety. What?
Nothing, bro. I just stated the point.
Oh.
You froze. You were like,
Well, no,
I
because I
don't know
just
if
got
you-
a text from Doc. He was just telling us how TA looks. So I was just reading it as you
the
were
Doc
talking.
text us.
Yeah. And Doc said, I can tell you, looked great, was physical. Nobody got much separation. Arnold Island. They tested DJ Reed much more. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
sources.
So I wanted to make sure I don't know if I was supposed to rat Doc out for saying that, but I just did. So
yeah, because ETN said that was an awkward pause. It was. I thought Jeff was going to react to the Rocky Synthetic, and he just stared at me. I was like, you were staring into my soul, bro. Like, say something.
Rocky said he's playing safe, which we've seen that.
I'm not supposed to. The doc. Let me text you. It says sources at the end. Did you say his name?
He ratted his ass out.
This guy literally just said, like, essentially, like, off record, and Jeff just goes, "Yeah, the doc just texted me and said this."
Hey, Doc, that's for the Hendon Hooker stuff yesterday. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, dude, that is so funny, man.
No, Doc, shout out to the Doc, man. Yeah, I doubt. I don't know if that was.
He just straight up just said, "No, the doc said this."
Well, it's like player evaluation, Doc. You can talk about it, right? Like, I don't know. Is that not allowed? I mean, he's just talking about what he saw. Is that he texted?
He just texted and said,
"Oh, he said all good." Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, Doc. Okay. We're good. Don't want to screw the Doc there, but yeah, Terran Arnold, according to the Doc, he looked pretty good out there. People didn't get much separation on him. DJ Reed, to his point, we did see that. We did see a passing touchdown scored on DJ Reed.
By the way,
I don't know.
Jeremy said it was out of bounds.
Oh, it was. Okay.
He tweeted no. So little inside look here. This is what's crazy. The Dolphins tweeted the touchdown. I can show the touchdown.
Yeah,
show the touchdown.
I want to see who scored it. I don't know who scored that TD.
D. Eskridge.
Oh, D. Eskridge. Oh, Western Michigan.
Haven't heard that name in a while. So here's the touchdown. Let me mute it because it's
ETN. He got scored on once. Bum. Yeah, he's been locked down all camp. I don't even know if it wasn't a score, it might have been out of bounds.
So there's DJ Reed. I mean, it's good. I mean, you can't tell me that's either way, it's a good catch. That's not bad.
I think DJ Reed's trying to push him. He's trying to get him out of bounds, right?
Yeah, and then see his foot's not down yet. Foot's down.
Oh, did he get two in? Oh, is that the second foot?
That might be the second one.
Then that would be
so that was good coverage from DJ Reed.
I think that is out of bounds.
I think.
I can't see the things
because the right foot goes down there. So see his left foot. Can you see my thing? There's the left foot. Left foot's right there. That's the left foot right there. It was out.
Yeah, I mean that's great. That's good coverage.
Right there. See that left foot?
Even if it was a catch, it was just better. It was better offense. I mean that's
but I mean even defensively though for DJ Reed, hey, I don't know if I can make a play on this ball. I know we're by the sideline or we're at the out of bounds is closing in. Let's use that as a defender, get him out, and that's what he did. And it should have been an incomplete pass, but obviously if they review that in the game, it gets overturned to incomplete.
Well, can we talk about the O-line? Because the O-line today, the O-line lately, I kind of talked about it yesterday. The O-line lately, they've been clicking. And I think Decker being back, we've talked about that. Decker being back matters a lot. And Decker's back in the mix, and they look like a whole nother, they look different. They look different. And they're gelling. Chemistry's increasing. They're getting comfortable. Yep. I think Ratledge spoke about this today, and I can play some of the him speaking to the media actually, so I can get a little more context with it. But he essentially talked about how him and Panay are gelling more because now they understand what it's like the chemistry of just playing offensive line. Like it's harder. I think Tate said that for a while it was kind of guessing what Panay was going to do or what Tate was good. Panay was guessing what Tate was going to do. Now it's kind of just they're in sync with everything.
I think. And I'll say, hand up. People say, Booner, you don't admit enough when you're wrong. I'll hand up. I was wrong. Like Tate at guard, love it. I'm in for it. I think with Graham, I think Graham's kind of the good choice at center. The vet, Jeff, you were dead right with that. Just having the vet there at center. And I was like, hey, if he's going to end up playing center at some point, get him involved and let him learn that. The fact that from, day one, essentially in Pats, they went Graham Glasgow. And then as soon as they went Graham, right away, Tate and Panay, they're able to kind of get a feel for each other down. And what is it? They started last month. You're almost a month into practice, and those two have been just going at it and working with each other day after day after day and knowing their tendencies. What is Penei Sewell like? That's the best tackle in the game. And I'm sure Penei too, just being able to have a guy like Penei Sewell next to you as a rookie, teaching you everything down the line. Think about how good Tate Ratledge is going to be from learning from Penei Sewell, right? Like that's going to make him that much better. And he's going to grow quicker because of it. Instead of a rookie that's, with the 15th best tackle, you're going to grow a lot quicker learning from Penei Sewell on a daily basis.
Well, he spoke about the O-line. So let's hear from Tate Ratledge today. He spoke to the media. This is on Detroit Lions YouTube channel.
Today in the podium, he said you're a starter. He thinks in the NFL. What do you think?
It's a dream come true. I mean, it's something I've dreamed of since I knew what football was. So it's awesome.
So for him to say it is a proud moment for you?
Yes, definitely, for sure.
How much do you feel like you guys have improved just from the start of OTAs to just now? What areas of improvement have you saw here?
I think, like I said, it's the meshing. I think Penei's getting more used to playing next to me. I'm getting more used to playing next to him, and Graham's getting more used to playing next to me. So I think as we practice, that's going to get better and better, and everything's going to keep on improving.
What's the experience been like playing next to Penei? What's the biggest
thing? It makes life pretty easy. A lot of the times you get help when you're not expecting it from him. So playing next to him, and then also that mentor aspect of it, I can lean on him whenever I have questions in the film room, on the field. So he's one of those guys that's always there for me, and it's easy. It's a lot of fun playing next to him.
In what ways do you feel like your chemistry with Penei has improved since the start of camp? Like, is it
I think he knows how I'm going to fit up on double teams. He knows I know how he's going to fit up on double teams. So kind of just playing off each other has gotten more cleaner and smoother. Instead of just playing football, we're reacting off each other, knowing what each other are going to do.
So like an unspoken communication there, would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Just getting those game reps, the last week, how does those help you get ready for the regular season? How do you think you did with those?
Played all right. I mean, I'm always going to say I can play better because I can. I didn't have a perfect game. Nobody ever will, but I can. There's definitely shows me what I need to improve on. Speed was different type of front we played, different type of defense. So it was good to get in front of that and get some experience in.
You played in front of plenty of big crowds, bright lights, but is it different in the NFL? Was it good to get that out of you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the nerves were there, but I always say whenever they're gone, I'm going to quit. That's what I'm going to call it. But I mean, it's a big crowd, whatever, but I try to look at it as I'm playing football. It's what I'm here for. It's what I've done my whole life.
In matching up against Tyleek and DJ Reader in practice, what is your assessment of the Lions' defensive front?
Man, they're strong, physical. They get me better every day, like I said earlier, both of them. I know I gotta come to work every day against both of them, or it's not going to turn out well for me.
Did you get any indication from the coaching staff whether you're going to play any more in the preseason?
No, that's up to them.
Yeah, can we just say this dude talks like he's been in the NFL for 10 years? I mean, like this is getting a little ridiculous. Like the way he talks,
he's a pro's pro, man.
He sounds
he
like
really
a
is.
10-year vet. He's like, he even mentions like retirement. He's like, I got the nerves. When I stop getting the nerves, that's when I know I'm going to stop playing. It's like, dude, you're a rookie. Like you haven't even like just the stuff he says. It's like funny. He sounds like a vet. He handles himself like a vet.
He does feel like he's like a 15-year vet.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And
he kind of looks like a 15-year vet as well. Listen, I'm a big Tate Ratledge fan. I think he's going to be incredible for like a long time on this team. You're gonna that's a guard. You're gonna have to pay him at some point. You're gonna have to pay.
He's a dude, man. Yeah,
he hasn't played a game yet. I'm like thinking about this guy's got to get paid.
Yeah, we saw him standing next to Taylor Decker, and Taylor Decker's what 6'7",
big dude.
And when you see Tate Ratledge stand next to him, he's just under him. Like as a guard, he's sick. He's all 6'6". He's a big dude.
And he's built like filled out big dude. As a guard, it's incredible that size to be it's insane. It actually I want to see him next to Graham. I'm sure he just towers over like a guy like Graham or Christian Mahogany.
Yeah, and I see this comment too, which I can play the video. Gerald Shamus says Dan Campbell gave him a big compliment today. They asked him about Dan Campbell's comments, and I have the clip from Dan. This was before today's practice, but he did compliment Tate Ratledge, so we can hear from Dan Campbell here. Let's take a listen.
It's great to have Decker back. It's great, and he's only been back, a few days of, football, and he looks pretty good, man. And it just makes us run that much better. So it's good to have him back. That unit, I feel like over the last couple of days has really begun to trend the right way. They're kind of playing together. I thought I got to be careful. I don't want to take Ratledge. I thought looked like a starting NFL guard yesterday, which fires me up. So it's early. That's step one, but the kid's getting better. It's great to have Decker back. I mean, it's great, and he's only been back, a few days of. He looks pretty good, man, and it just makes us run that much better. So it's good to have him back. That unit, I feel like over the last couple of days has really begun to trend the right way. They're kind of playing together. I thought I got to be careful. I don't want to take Ratledge. I thought.
I don't know why that just played twice.
I played twice. I tried to remove it, and then we just put it on the screen. I was like, "What's happening?"
I guess it all faded in. But yeah, you
I was like,
yeah, you get what he was trying to say. But Dan spoke on it too. Like he looks like he doesn't look like a rookie. I don't know.
No,
he doesn't give off like, oh, he's struggling.
Second round pick.
And like yesterday, he had the confrontation with Jack. I don't know if it was Jack Jones or whatever, but it's like you don't want that. You don't want problems with this guy. He's just he battled Georgia defensive linemen every day. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that guy. You just don't.
By the way, Cartier said CTE Dan repeating is so funny. It's like there was no actually loop. It was literally just Dan saying the exact same thing. He's got like a what are those things called when you're at like an event and they have the what are those?
The what
transcriptors?
Oh yeah.
What are they called?
Yeah. It's the teleprompters.
The teleprompter, and it just started going back through the same one, and he just kept reading the same one over and over again.
Yeah, he's
dude,
like,
so
Tate Ratledge looks like a legit starter, man. He's just reading it off. He's like,
and then reads it again. Tate Ratledge looks like a legit starter. It's like, Dan, you already said that.
Yeah, no, the O-lines look good. I think the thing for me is like the pass pro has been really solid, but the thing I love to see, because it's the Lions' identity, is the run blocking. They've been. I understand, and I have to say this. It's the Dolphins. I get it. I understand it's the Dolphins, and the Dolphins are probably going to be like a 500 team this year. I understand that, but it's a good test for them. It's like you're getting ready to play Week 1 against the Packers. You're playing an NFL team besides yourself. I think Jared said it. It's good to sometimes be like, we are on the same team. We battle each other every day in practice, but it is good to go against another team, and now we're unified.
Yeah.
They were moving. The offensive line they were moving dudes.
They look good.
Dudes.
Yes. The people movers, it's back. I think it was just always going to take time with them, especially with Christian Mahogany locked in, Tate locked in. And Graham, I actually think this whole line ends up being better than people think. I really do. I think they end up getting back to that top 5, 6, 7 range. Right now, you're saying like back of the top 10. I think you would have to say they're gonna be at the top half of the 5.
They'll only get better as the season goes on. They're only going to get better as the
doc in the chat. By the way, this guy's unbelievable.
He's just lying. I mean,
he's this guy's just Booner bet with the. He's saying that me and him that he helped me do it.
He's spreading fake news. It's just what is the doc is just.
I appreciate it, and the best. There's people in the chat who believe it too, which I greatly appreciate. Must be shout out to me, I guess.
Yeah,
having that.
Where does the doc come up with this shit?
I don't know, dude.
I'm
gonna start thinking of some. I'm gonna start thinking of some stuff with the doc, and he's gonna hate it.
Mark Royal says, when does Frazier get back? That's a Doc question. Doc, I don't know about that one. Probably. I don't know. That might go into the season. I don't know how. I don't think and obviously not the whole season, but I don't know. Maybe early in the season, Doc would have better information on that than I would. But yeah, Frazier's not even here.
I'm guessing September, October. Knee issue or situation.
Yeah, I don't know the exact timeline or anything like that. Same with the Sam Laporta stuff. Like they haven't said what Sam Laporta's injury actually is. So I don't know. Yeah, MCDC said September, J Hart said. So yeah, that sounds about right. Earlier in the year, he'll be back. But it would be nice to see Frazier out there with the second team. I would have loved to see.
Yeah. I would for sure. 100%. That as your 6 man. That's the thing that they've been waiting for.
Now
who's next man up right now if a guard goes down?
Yeah, okay, yeah. John just confirmed that. He said September for Frazier. So that's
September,
good.
Okay.
So
we don't know. We can't trust anything the doc says, to be honest, right now.
Yeah. When it comes to our personal lives, he says some Lions things. You could trust the doc, but personal lives, I don't know. He might be whipping some things out.
Whoa.
Well, hold on. Okay, you didn't let me finish the sentence. All right,
you paused, dude. You paused at the worst times.
I was gonna say he's whipping some things out of nowhere, pulling some things out of nowhere. I don't know if that makes it better or not. Shit, you get what I'm saying? Jeez, you sickos. I mean, what's wrong with this show, dude?
You have to work on your pauses, man. You do. You have to work on when you're like stopping.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's get down around JMO, can we? JMO, I have the clip I do want to play. I do with you, Lucas. I do want to play this clip of JMO. The touchdown catch he had.
On Iffy Malafanu after they were scrapping yesterday.
Yeah, and he got his ass. It wasn't directly on him, but he came to help and he got burnt. So here's the clip of JMO, and he was mic'd up, by the way. He was mic'd up. Oh, you see right there, Iffy Malafanu. Right there behind him.
In his head, he's just going, in the back of his head, he's like, no.
Oh, yeah. I don't know who 14 is for the Dolphins, but he got cooked. And if there was just no. I mean,
this is the first play of 11 on 11, by the way.
Yeah, and this is the thing with JMO, man. Hey, and Jordan Schultz actually put something out about JMO because Jordan Schultz was there.
Yeah,
and I know he put out like a tweet about JMO and how he's going to have this like massive year. I want to make sure I pull that up because he did say. Let me see if I can find this. He tweeted it out earlier. Where is it at?
You got it, bud.
Oh, right here. I got it. So yeah, Jordan Schultz put out there. He was in attendance. If you guys don't know who Jordan Schultz is, he's basically like a insider, I guess. He cut for. I think he's independent.
He was on. I think he was with Fox, but I could be wrong.
Starbucks?
Allegedly, after that thing happened, he no longer has that in his bio. So I don't know if he's no longer on it. Maybe someone in the chat knows. I don't know.
His coach with the pizza bet. By the way, for the chat, if you're new, me and Coach have a pizza bet on the line. Who will lead the team in receiving yards? If they both play it, health is in question. That's fair. They have to play the same amount of games, and catches don't count. So just for yards. But here's
who
JMO versus Amon-Ra. Me and Coach got a pizza bet,
and you have Amon-Ra.
Yeah, but but it's not catches.
Pizza,
yeah, and if it's not, I think they have to be the same amount of games. So if like JMO misses 6 games or something, we don't do that. We won't do it. But Jordan Schultz put out this. He says, was in Detroit for Dolphins Lions during practice, and Jameson Williams is hitting a different level of electric, explosive speed, big playability. He was a constant problem. Everyone I spoke to, including 2 Miami coaches, had nothing but high praise for him. The Miami coaches, too. I mean, yeah, everyone knows that. The only thing we got robbed of is what the doc was saying, and we got asked this question here on the show, but it's a race between him and Tyreek Hill. That's the only thing we got robbed of. I just want to see him race Tyreek Hill. But you saw the speed on display today. He had the big touchdown catch over Iffy, let him know right away. Was in his ear, jawing at him right after the touchdown catch. He's high-fiving everyone on the sidelines. I mean, that's how you respond after yesterday having some drops. That's how you respond. You know, he goes out there and absolutely makes plays that are massive. And I know Amon-Ra still did his thing, so it doesn't change what I've said about how Amon-Ra needs to be talked about again as the main receiver, the main target on this team, and we need to chill. But JMO, he bounced back today in a big way. And I know the Dolphins' corners are terrible, but it doesn't matter. He still worked out there. Because if he didn't do much, we'd talk about it. So we have to give him credit when he does do something. And he did a lot today.
Yeah, he did. I still think the fact that JMO's going to take a step forward is true. I'm right there in lockstep with you, and I've been in this, is Amon-Ra St. Brown is just that good. And he's getting better. He's a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. JMO can get there, but we know kind of the Jared Goff and Amon-Ra connection. You're not going to break that. And JMO and Jared Goff, they can get a connection all they want. it's always going to be the Jared Goff, Amon-Ra connection that's number one. And there's going to be nothing else to that. Jamo's just going to have better and bigger opportunities this year. I had done my stat prediction earlier when I was with Klotz a couple months ago. I think it was with Caleb. Had 1,200 yards for him receiving. So I don't think that's that crazy, and 1,500 for Saint, which people say, oh, that's a lot of yards for them. It's really not. There's been a lot of wide receiver duels who have done similar, have put up similar numbers. It's what it is. And in two of those guys, man, together, I'm right there. I saw someone in the chat say Allen Robinson had him as the best wide receiver duo. If they're both playing at like how Amon-Ra was yesterday and Jamo did today, there's no question with that. No question.
Yeah, I think it's going to be something. I think it's going to be similar to last year, but what I'll do is I think with Tim Patrick or Isaac Tesla in the mix, like I think they'll get their couple hundred yards, whatever. It'll be sprinkled and the ball will be spread around. I think Amon-Ra is going to be right around where he was. I think he'll be in between last year and the year prior. I think he'll be around 1,400 receiving yards. And that's just what he does, 1,400. And I think Jameson to me is more, he'll be like an 1,100 yard guy this year, 11-ish, 100.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy. I think it's good.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the spread, and then Sam Laporta is going to get his 700-800, maybe a ton of catches. But I think that's going to be the top three and how they're going to line up, and then you can.
I think it's going to be similar to years past. It's just
Me
how
too.
it's kind of been in
I
years
do too.
past. I just think people going into this year, like obviously that guys are going to take a step forward and get better. And people are like trying to have these big takes. Oh, this guy's going to do this. It's going to. We know what this offense is. We know who Jared Goff trusts. We know who they want to run this offense through. We've seen it a million times. It's the same thing with Jahmyr Gibbs and D-Mont. Like Jahmyr Gibbs, it's not going to, like Jeremy said, it's not going to turn into a 70-30 backfield. It's not going to happen. It's going to stay around the 60-40. It's the same thing with Amon-Ra and Jamo. Like Amon-Ra is going to get his catches. Laporta's going to get his catches. All of that. So what do the docs say here? This guy, man.
Doc said attention, can confirm.
All right. Well, I'm glad we got this one cleared up.
I was making it all up. I said hello from the field. By the way, Doc, I don't know, Doc, he saw us. This guy's got.
This guy's I don't even know the word.
No, Doc's got great vision. I mean, he's looking at the stands and he sees us and he looks
out of nowhere. He just points at us. I don't know. How do you know we're up there, Doc?
And he tells me, I think this is what I took from what you did, Doc. And tell me if I'm wrong by this. He gave me you can sleep. I got this covered. Like, I'm going to take all the notes. You can just read my notes. Like,
he's yelling in front of all the fans too, right at us.
He's like,
go ahead, sleep, Jeff.
Yeah, go ahead and sleep. I'll take the notes. You read my article and you'll get covered. You'll get everything covered. And I was like, get out of here, Doc. I don't know if that was the right interpretation, but it was the other way.
Oh, he was saying that he wants to sleep and he wanted us to cover the team.
Oh, no, Doc, that's you. You take notes so I can sleep. Okay, no, Doc. You bust your ass. You bust your ass, so we benefit, and then we read your notes. That's how.
It is. It is a joy when we get to Allen Park. We get to our seats and we're sitting there and we just see the Doc turn the corner. It's one of the
It's like seeing a family member at like a reunion. It's just like you're running.
Man.
You're like, and you haven't seen them in for us, it hasn't been that long, but we're like, oh.
There's a side of me too. That's like 50% of it. There's definitely like a 15 or 20% where I'm looking down there, and I know Doc. I'm not, no disrespect to the age, Doc, a lot older than us, but I look down there and I feel like a proud father. I'm like, that's my son. That's my son down there putting work in. Like, I'm happy. I'm like, I love seeing the Doc down there.
You just call him your son? Is that what you just called him?
I didn't mean it like that, but I'm just saying, like, I'm proud of him down there. That's how I wanted to come across.
I mean, you could have went with like proud friend.
Okay, yeah, proud friend. I'm a proud friend. I'm like, I love the Doc down there just doing his thing.
And he's killing it. He's killing it on YouTube, man. So
yes, every time I open my YouTube now, it's just Doc's live. It's just Doc's live. I just open my YouTube and it's like Detroit Lions and SI live.
Yeah, that's we got some shout out Superfan Hutch, man. Much love to you, bro. He says bring back the beer, Doc. Yeah. That's funny as hell. All right, you want to get I'm excited for this. So it's Thursday, we do top 5 Thursday, and today we're going to do top 5 most anticipated matchups for the Lions season. All right, games we're most excited for. Top 5 most excited matchups. All right, you want to work? Are we working?
Let's go 5-1. 5-1. I did mine like anticipated / like meaningful.
Well, that's how I interpret it. I don't think it's like hardest games or anything. It's just straight up most anticipated, like games you're excited to see, basically, right? That has to be the okay. All right, ETN. What are we doing here? Jeff's list: 1 Bears, 2 Bears, 3 Bears, 4 Bears, 5 Bears.
It's like Jeff, like 1 and 2 is just Detroit Lions versus Bears, and then he just goes off and just goes Bears versus Packers, Bears versus Packers, Bears versus Vikings.
Okay.
Who's your 5? Let's do this. Who's your 5?
So how I did it, it's like
here we
Bears,
go,
like
man.
The Bears. No, I can explain. Okay, how I did it is I ranked it in matchups that I'm excited for, whether it's history involved, storylines within the game.
Yeah, just all encompassing.
Yeah, everything. Okay, so at number 5 for me, I decided Browns because of Shedeur. No, I'm kidding. Okay, I'm joking. I'm gonna go with the Kansas City Chiefs.
They're on my list. They're not 5. But no,
I put them at
like
5 because and the reason why I have them at 5 is because
it's a big matchup.
It's a big matchup, but just personally, like I look at it as we've seen them face off before. They didn't have Travis Kelce and Chris Jones, and I'm excited to see it, but there's other matchups, and it's maybe because I lean towards NFC matchups as more anticipated personally. But I have the Chiefs at 5. They're on the list, but I didn't put them higher. I have other teams that I'm excited for, to be honest.
Okay. I have at number 5, I have the Los Angeles Rams at number 5. I just think
you go on.
What?
No,
you have. I mean, I was just gonna say. I just think that's a big matchup. Obviously, Stafford. The question with him, what's going to happen? I see Klotz in the chat. Klotz, we made a pizza bet on if the Rams, I think, would be the 1 seed, and I said that pizza bet even stays put if Stafford's hurt, because that was one of the reasons I think that they crumble this year. Is he's getting older. You can't really say that he's going to be healthy for a full season, and he's already having back issues. But no matter what, I think, let's say Stafford does play, Jeff, that's still an NFC matchup. We know the whole Stafford and Detroit thing. We know the Jared Goff going back to LA.
I just think it's worn out. They're not on my list.
That's fine. That's why I don't have them at 5, though. That's the only reason. It's at 5 for me.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's going to be a great game.
I don't think there's what am I going to do? Put the Vikings in there? Put the Steelers in there?
Well, I got another one.
Bengals? Like what? Why would I have those teams in there?
I got one. I got 4. I got 5 that I like. Let me pitch this to you. All right.
Okay. There we go.
Let me pitch this to you. Number 4. So I have the Chiefs at 5, most anticipated matchup. Number 4, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And because they lost to them last year, they're going to be one of the better NFC teams.
I don't have them on my list, but I like that. I can. You know what? You know what I'll do for you? This is what you call. This is teamwork. Swap my 5. Give me Tampa Bay at 5.
Okay.
How about that? Hey, quick shake.
Yep.
Give me Tampa Bay. That's good. That's what you talk about, teamwork right there. I love that. Give me Tampa Bay at 5.
One
That's
of the
a quick
only
switch.
2 losses they had, and they're just a physical team. I like when the Lions face the Bucs. It's just always a physical game. I
like Baker. I like that offense. It gives you a little bit of a like a little. You gotta think. You got to be ready to
get
go
up for that game. That's going to be a freaking
Bowles' defense as well, dude. His defenses are just every single time you play him. So I'm with you on
good
that.
test for John Morton, and then they struggled to get in the end zone last time, and now you have John Morton. There's like little storylines I'm hyped for. So
yep.
Good test for the secondary with all the wide receivers they have. So yeah, I would go Tampa.
I want it on record too. I was the only one last year in this company that had Tampa Bay going to the playoffs. Just been winning that division, just on record. All right, who's your number? Or who's my number 4?
Well, I think I had him in the playoffs. I didn't have him winning the division.
No, I think I was the only one that had him in the playoffs.
I don't think so. I had him in the playoffs. I didn't have him winning the division. I had the Falcons winning the division.
Do you want me to go back? Because
go
your wild card teams, you get 3 wild card teams. I believe you had the Packers, the Vikings,
and who?
And
I swear it was the Bucs.
And you had the Rams, maybe the 49ers. I think the 49ers. You had the 49ers. You had I know you had I think you had Packers. I think I was the only one that had them, because none of us had any other teams in that division going to the playoffs. We only had the division winner going. I remember. And I was the only one that picked the Bucs.
Instead of the Bucs?
I believe so. I'll go back and double check. I have the receipts.
It doesn't matter. Whatever.
But I just want that on record. Number 4 for me, I have the Baltimore Ravens going on the road to Baltimore.
Number 4, okay.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a great game. And
let me do my 3. You already said your 3. My 3 is the Chiefs.
No, I didn't say
I'm just saying the team. You said the Chiefs already. They were my 3rd. You had them at 5. So I just think that's a potential Super Bowl matchup. Patrick Mahomes. I want to play them fully healthy because week 1 a couple years ago, they had no Travis Kelce, no Chris Jones. I'm interested to see this Lions team going into Kansas City with a healthy Travis Kelce, a healthy Chris Jones, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, obviously, and that whole thing, the Spagnuolo thing, all of that. Like, I mean, I think that's a top 3 matchup for this Lions team. That you're going to know where you're at when you go on the road and play the Kansas City Chiefs in week 6.
I like the Chiefs as a matchup. I have them at 5, but I get what you're saying. Matchup wise in the Super Bowl, I think you have a case for that. I have another AFC team as my 3rd team. I have the Ravens. And the reason why I have the Ravens is because that's another one for me personally, matchup wise, the Lions always struggle with. So I want to see how they match up with the Ravens. Last time they faced them, they got destroyed. And I know it's a different team now, but for whatever reason, Lamar Jackson and now Derrick Henry, it's going to cause problems. I want to see how the Lions handle that. I do. The run defense against Derrick Henry, containing Lamar Jackson. He's just one of the hardest matchups in football, and I want to see how the Lions respond to that. So I have them at 3. They're higher than the Chiefs for me, even though I would agree with you. If you had to pick a favorite to go to the Super Bowl, it'd probably be the Chiefs over the Ravens. But just for matchup-wise, not even for me personally, I'd like to see the Ravens and Lions. So I'm curious about that one.
I think that's fine. Yeah, I had them at 4. You had them at 3. I think that's right in that area. Who's your number 2?
Chi-Town. Chicago Bears.
Honestly, I could care less about that matchup, if I'm just being honest.
Well, I'm a storyline man.
Good for you.
And hearing this guy, good for you. The Bears, all right? And let me explain why. It's not.
You don't have to. We know.
No.
There's no. What are you going to explain? We've heard it.
I know you want to hear it. I know you.
No, I don't. I honestly, I really don't.
No, I know you do. It's
all right,
not.
I'll listen.
Specifically at Ford Field. I want to specify where the game's going to be. I want to see the Lions facing the Bears at Ford Field. Ben Johnson in Ford Field. Hit, people screaming words that he's never heard before at him, insults or whatever. Or maybe they show him love. They should show him love. But knowing fans and the animosity, he might hear some shit he's never heard before on the sideline. I want to see that environment. I do. And I think the Ben Johnson versus Dan Campbell thing is interesting. I think it's, and they're in the same division. Like, come on. This is great. Like, this is amazing. It's like, people nationally want to say that Dan Campbell needs Ben more than Ben needs Dan. Well, let's find out. Let's see him square off. I want to see it.
The Detroit Lions play like 11 playoff teams from last year or something like that, 10 or 11. You picked one of the 5 or 6 that wasn't in that that's just so irrelevant.
Well, it's remember what we said. It's not the you said playoff teams. We're not talking best teams they're matching up with. We're talking about.
By the way,
games.
Can I make another adjustment to my list?
Can I tell you something too right now?
Yeah.
I bet you that Lions Bears game at Ford Field, one of the highest viewed games of the NFL season. I bet you.
Probably, which is fine. I just don't.
But that's anticipation.
It's the Bears, man. Sick.
I'm not showing love to the Bears. I'm saying I'm
not saying you are, but I'm just saying it's the Bears. Like, I expect them to go win. Honestly, at the end of the day, like I expect that as a win. Anticipation, what we're looking at, like I just don't put it in the top 5. I'll probably put it at like 7 or 8. You have it at 2. I have it at 7 or 8.
Well, this list is not objective; it's subjective.
Okay,
it's just your favorite matchup.
Awesome.
So
not great. I'm not great with definitions and words. So I'll what you said there. I'm going to guess was a good thing.
All right, go on.
I just wanted. Can I make an adjustment to my list real quick? Can I switch my number 5 for a second time? I'm asking.
Yes, go ahead.
I originally had it as the Rams. I had it as the Bucks. I would like to switch it to the Washington Commanders. I forgot they played the Commanders in Washington.
I don't have them on my list.
Yeah, no, I'm switching them. The Commanders need to be on this list. The rematch of the divisional game last year. Jaden Daniels. What is this Detroit Lions team? This is a team you're potentially going to see in the playoffs again. I'm putting them at 5. The fact that me and you both missed them is insane.
Well,
The fact you have the Bears at 2 and you don't have the Commanders on this list.
The reason, can I explain? I think that's a big game. I would probably put them at like 6.
It's 5. It has to be in your top 5.
I didn't miss them. I know about the Commanders. I just didn't put them on the list because I think if the Lions lost to the Commanders healthy, there would be more anticipation for me.
I think the anticipation, at least in my opinion, though, is you didn't have a defense, so now it's finally your health. You potentially in week 10 you're going to be healthy, and you're going to actually be able to put that on the field, so people can kind of get this conversation, like the whole conversation of, hey, if the Lions were healthy, could they have beat the Commanders? You're going to find out week 10 if they're healthy.
Yeah, it's a story.
That's anticipation. That's one of the bigger storylines. My number 2 though is I have the Philadelphia Eagles, the reigning Super Bowl champions. I want
to see who number 1 is because
I have a good explanation for my number 1.
Oh, I
have a great explanation
because my number 1 is the Eagles, and it's the only right answer because they're the Super Bowl contenders. They're in your conference. Like, do I have to say more? It's like you want to see if the Lions can win a Super Bowl. That's the team you want to see them square off against. That is literally it. I'll keep it short.
Can I play a video for my number 1 team?
Go ahead.
I would like to play a video.
Go ahead.
I would like to play a video because we're talking about anticipation, correct, Jeff? Is that what we're talking about? Anticipation?
No way you're going to actually say this. This is...
Let my guy talk. Can you guys hear?
No, you have to turn the volume
on. Good coach. I think I'm going to take the Packers. They've had a quiet offseason. Good coach. Green Bay is probably going to win that division.
You say Glean?
Jordan Love, his talent is immense. You get Jacobs there. Their offensive line's always good. They're high on this young quarterback. Their defense is now good. They're just that program. They're never going to be sexy like their Ohio State football or what Andy Reid was early with Mahomes. We don't talk about them like that. But last year they won 11 games and they won 1 in the division. 1-1. And their quarterback got hurt week 1, which had to throw them off a little bit, even though they won the next couple weeks with Malik Willis, which to me shows their coach is pretty good. I just think they're flying under the radar. All we do is talk about the Bears and the Vikings because they're new quarterbacks. No one talks about the Packers.
I think I'm going to take the Packers. They've had a quiet off.
At number 1, Jeff?
I can't believe it.
At number 1.
The Packers?
I'm taking week 1 versus the Green Bay Packers.
The team they swept last year.
It has nothing to do with the record last year. In my opinion.
Well, they swept the Bears, I guess, too.
Going into this season, going to Lambeau in week 1, all off season long, there has just been, we're talking about anticipation, right, Jeff? It's the top 5 most anticipated games of the 2025 season. We have just sat here since January, 9 months with the taste of that Commanders loss in all of our mouths, and talking about the OC leaving, the DC leaving, the draft, all of this different stuff. Listen, I don't think the Packers are going to be great. I do not. But right now, there are a lot of people in national media, not just Colin Cowherd. There are more people that are saying, hey, this Green Bay Packers team is going to win this division. They're going to win this division. And you have 9 months since that Commanders loss of people just constantly shooting down the Detroit Lions all offseason. And now it's finally, hey, week 1, we're going to Green Bay, a team that everyone else, the only other team I've seen get picked to win this division has been the Green Bay Packers. This Detroit Lions team, Jeff, they can go into Lambeau Field in week 1, shut everyone up instantly. Like right away, and say, hey, don't forget, we're Super Bowl contenders. We run the division, or we run this whole division. We've done it for the last 2 years. The Green Bay Packers aren't close to us. The Chicago Bears aren't close to us. And the Minnesota Vikings aren't close to us. We are the best team in this division and one of the best teams in football. We can cut this whole 9-month process of everyone just forgetting about the Detroit Lions out, and they can do that on, what is it, September 7th at 4:25. And I think it's the most anticipated game right now. I think every single Lions fan is just thinking about that week 1 matchup versus the Packers. And if you say no, you're lying, because I know every single person in the chat, every Lions fans, me, you, Jeff, everyone just wants to shut the national media up and be like, hey, come watch this Lions team before you start making these decisions. So I'm going the Green Bay Packers. I know, hey, it's not the best team. It's not the greatest matchup. I just think we're talking anticipation. If I can give you the Bears at your number 2 spot for the anticipation of Ben Johnson's return, you got to be able to give me the Packers for a 9-month anticipation after a Commanders loss.
I'm not even coming after you because of what the Packers will be this year record-wise, because that's not the question.
I think it's the most week one, man. You're going to Lambeau and everyone's picking them to win the division.
Browns week 1, you would pick the Browns.
No, I would not, because it's
Or
the matchup.
Vikings.
No, it's not. I would not have. It's the fact that people are starting to pick the Packers to win this division, and you can shut those people up instantly. All these people who are going to start picking the Packers, and Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love and all those people in national media, and you know what, Jeff, me and you have talked about this a million times with these people. They've done it all off season long. And those same people are the same people that will put clips out there of them talking about Colin Cowherd, exactly, talking about, oh, the Lions are going to take a big step back because they lost their OCs. They're going to be a wild card team, potentially miss the playoffs. Like, these are the same people. You literally, the team that these people are saying that are better than you, you go on the road and face them in week 1. You can shut the whole world up in week 1. Literally. You can shut every single rumor, every single opinion up on September 7th. And you know that's true, Jeff. Like, you know, if they go in there and dominate in Lambeau, the narrative of the Detroit Lions come Monday morning on Sports Center and First Take and Colin Cowherd's show, you know that narrative's going to switch like that instantly, right away. And shout out Nobody. He said, I'm with Booner. Packers more relevant than Bears. Shout out for the $2. I don't even think, too, for Nobody. Appreciate that. I don't even think it has to do with who's more relevant. I think it's like you're facing the other team that people think is going to win this division to start the season, like right away. And you're going on the road. You control the narrative for your team. If you go in and win that, things switch instantly. I feel like you just can't be like, no, Booner, you're wrong, because it's kind of just spot on.
I don't think it's better. I don't think it's a more anticipated matchup than the Bears.
I think it is, especially too coming off the offseason. It's the first game of the season.
What's the Packers' odds to win the division?
They're second. I don't know. It has nothing to do with the odds. It has to do with that everyone. Well, it has to do with people. It has to do with these people picking them. It has nothing to do with the odds.
So can we put a poll up? Bears or Packers?
Most anticipated game. I think you're looking at it as just the Packers. I think part of it, it's anticipating the week 1 football as well. It's the first game of the season. And it just so happens to be the Green Bay Packers, the team that you've been rivals with forever.
Week 1 versus, is it at Green Bay?
Yeah.
And then what's the Bears are week 2, right?
Week 2, yeah.
Week 2. Home versus Bears. All right, most anticipated guys. By the way, anticipated. Not who's you get the point. I think they understand it now. Vote on that. What's the most anticipated game? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people want to see that game more. I think
it's not. Again, it's not just the matchup. I want to let the people know, it's also that it's week 1. Like, we haven't seen football. We have the last Lions football we've seen was the Commanders' loss. Like, that taste in people's mouths, in the fans' mouths. It's like, we need to go. We need that back. We need a Lions win. I think week 1, if you can get it versus that squad, come on now.
Yeah. I think if you want to use week 1 with the Packers storyline, I'm not saying it's not a bad pick. I think it's fine. I don't know if it's 1 over the Eagles.
I have it 1. I think it's 1.
Over the Eagles is a
little. And the Eagles is a good one. I just think week 1, man. We've been waiting 9 months. What's more anticipating? Waiting 9 months for a game or 7 days?
But so if the Bears were week 1, you'd say the Bears.
I would make an argument for it. Yeah, probably. I'd probably have them. I would probably have them in my top 5. I'd probably have them in my top 5. I also think there's a part of it of the Packers also getting picked to win the division by a lot of national.
Hey, look at what Arthur said though. The game was around a pick 'em in June, and now it's around -2 Green Bay. People are down on the line, especially since Ragnow.
That's what you call anticipation, right there, Jeff Iafrate. Welcome.
Yeah, people are feeling the Packers over the Bears. I mean, okay. If that's what people want to see, then I get it. 68-32. So if people want to see the Packers, man, I think people want to just see all those games. But week 1, I get it. I wouldn't give you the Eagles. That's probably that's the king right there. You know what I mean? You want to see the big dog, but I'll give you the Packers. That's fine. Purple Prince says, is that what we were going to play, by the way? After this,
what?
Colin, his NFC North winner.
Yeah, but I mean, we could talk about it. I felt like it tied in really well to the pick.
No, it did. Purple Prince
ripped it.
because he says Packers have gotten so much offseason hype, and I don't get it, so I cannot wait to smoke them in week 1. Yeah, here's the thing about the Packers, guys. All right, I think the Packers are going to be a team that will contend for the playoffs. I think they're going to be fine. I don't think they're going to. They're not better than the Lions. They're not. Jordan Love. If these people that pick the Packers, if they've been paying attention to training camp, they know positively Matthew Golden has been very good. Number 2, though, Jordan Love. If you want to have the bad training camp conversation, Jordan Love hasn't had a great training camp. I'll tell you that. You know, he's had moments, and Malik Willis has had moments as well, like of positive moments. You know, but I don't think Jordan Love's had an excellent camp. This guy looks sharp. He's still inconsistent. When you look at Jordan Love in his career from the first half of the season to the second half, they're 2 different quarterbacks. You know, and then they have Josh Jacobs, who's excellent. I love Josh Jacobs. But they have no DBs. They traded away Jair Alexander. I think they cut him. I can't remember. I think they cut him, and he was signed by the Ravens.
Yeah.
I don't really know anyone on the Packers that puts fear into my eyes besides Josh Jacobs. And eventually, maybe Matthew Golden. I think eventually he could be really good. But, like, Rashawn Gary's inconsistent. Who else?
Yeah, I don't think they're great. I think they're just a good football team. I think people boost them up to be like one of the best teams in the NFC.
I think their ceiling
happens
is
every year.
Ceiling.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. If they get to 11, I would say their ceiling is 11 wins. Wouldn't be shocked.
I think they're more like 7 and 10, to be honest. I think they end up 3rd or 4th in the division.
Yeah, that's where I don't. I think they have good enough talent to win games. I don't think they have the talent for people putting them in the category of a good playoff team. Like, I think if they make the playoffs, they're going to lose right away.
I agree.
But I don't say they're a 7 and 10 team. I still think they have like some sort of talent, and they have a good coach. As much as people hate Matt LaFleur, he is a good football coach. So he's gonna win some games just based off of that.
I think this is how I look at it. NFC North, there's the Lions, tier 1. And then the next tier is all 3 teams. Like, if you want to say the Bears are bottom of that tier, whatever, that's fine. I don't think there's much difference between the Vikings, Packers, and Bears.
Yeah.
Because the Vikings have a new quarterback, JJ. They're going to have ups and downs. Just year 1, I'm talking about. And Caleb Williams in a new offense. Sure, you can discuss, well, it might be a little bit. Jordan Love, he's always inconsistent. So there's 3 things right there. Guys can be inconsistent. They're not the Lions. They're just not. You know what I mean? The Lions they have a tough schedule. I understand that, but the Lions are a better team. They are better team. I think they're better coached. I don't see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I don't.
People can make the argument for that.
It's something. I don't know. I'm right there with you. The Packers. Colin Cowherd.
Yeah, well,
that's your guy too, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, John Middlecoff, another one. Love him. That's the guy who's in there.
I mean, I'll watch Colin because he's got crazy takes, but I'm out on him. He needs to, again, talks with like a whole bottle of water in his throat.
By the way, did you see? So Michigan, you guys are in some trouble, and now the punishments are coming out. So what's going on?
It's coming out tomorrow.
Care to comment on that? Care to comment?
Yeah, I mean the punishments for the Connor Stallion stuff comes out tomorrow. The Michigan has already been notified today. The rumor, someone told me today while we were at Allen Park, the rumor is Jim Harbaugh and Connor Stallions are going to get a pretty big hammer. I don't know what that means or what that's going to be. You know, if that's going to be a massive suspension, what's going to happen with that? Michigan is going to get a massive fine, millions, which I'm sure it's no big deal. National champions, they'll be fine. And Sherrone Moore 2-game suspension. And now it's not confirmed. That's kind of the rumors that are floating around. I don't know how true this is, Jeff. Someone today told me that at Allen Park that they heard that and was okay, cool. I'm just glad. And when I was getting my haircut today, shout out Spencer. Me and him had the same thought process. Let's get this thing behind us. You know, like this is it, it's like, okay.
That's where you guys are.
I mean, this is year 3 of it. It's like, okay, we get it. And like I was telling Spencer, it's just the fan base and stuff. It's where it's like, oh, you guys cheated. Okay, well, it's been proven already, and it's already came out that other teams do this. Like they did the sign stealing. They did, paying players. Like everyone's been caught cheating. Not been caught, but it's known that a lot of other teams have been cheating.
You guys got caught.
We got caught. So it's just like, okay, like, listen, I don't care if you want to be like, oh, you guys got caught. Cool. All right, let's not like do the whole, well, your championship doesn't count. This doesn't count. Well, no, it does count. We just got caught, but every other team that's won a championship has cheated in some way. So it's like, okay, so no championships count. Like, let's not do all that. It's like college football. Like that's where you lose me quick.
Every team cheated in some way. That sounds like
Dude,
you just.
I mean, the SEC's been paying players for 20 years.
But
and it's like it's known. Players have come out and literally said, like, I've been getting paid millions. Like, this is known. This is so known. And Klotz saying that not the 2024 Buckeyes. It came out that the Buckeyes have cheated too.
Yeah, but paying players.
Ryan Day literally illegally hired an investigator to just open all this up. Illegally cheated to do that. He has also been, even Connor Stallion said that they knew someone at Ohio State who was stealing signs. Like, this isn't just like Michigan's doing it. Like, if we're in 2025 and you're still complaining like Michigan's doesn't count, Ohio State didn't do it, you sound like a loser. Like, all caps, loser. Loser.
He said
point blank.
He said what they do this year, Boone.
Who cares about this year? We beat Ohio State this year. That's what we did for the last 3 years. Ohio State hasn't beat Michigan since like 2019. And listen, I don't care about little jawing back and forth. Hey, they won the national championship. All right, cool. We won it the year before. All right, cool. Little jawing back and forth. But when it gets to the point where it's like, well, you cheated, it doesn't count. Shut up, dude. You're a loser.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Like Klotz being like, oh, this year Ohio State didn't cheat and they won it. Like, what? Like, you cheated. Like, everyone knows every team has some sort of competitive advantage. So, like, see, Klotz is like the cheat thing. Like, to me, and I mean this with all respect, if anyone keeps putting like cheated in these conversations, I just instantly like go down on my opinion on that. Like in like college football talk. It's like, dude, you're a loser. Like, if you follow college football, you know that SEC's cheated, Ohio State's cheated, everyone's cheated. Maybe not in the same aspect, but in different ways. So it's like, just shut up at that point. Now you just look, again, I'll keep saying the word. You look like a loser now. Like, that's it. It's point blank. So
yeah, that's
now it's a lot different. It's a different game, obviously. You know,
you're right. There has been unfair advantages
for sure.
Maybe not the direct. There's been other teams that have done what Michigan has done and not gotten caught, but maybe there's other teams that did have to sign seal to win natties, but they also pay players. So, you know, I guess there's other ways that you can get a competitive advantage. But yeah, I'm with you. As just a college football fan, I want this shit to be over with. It's annoying.
Just get it done with it. Can we just stop?
By the way, like, if I'm Connor Stallions, you're fronting me with a fine. Hey, who's picking that up?
No, I don't think he's getting a fine. I think he's going to be suspended from college football for like a long time.
If I'm got a chance, I get a fine.
By the way, I want to say I'm happy for Klotz. Like 3 national championships, dude. That's amazing. Like, all respect. But let's not just keep throwing the word cheating in there. Like, you guys, like, no other teams cheated. If you respect the game of college football, you wouldn't do that. But I respect Klotz. Out of respect to college football, I respect your 3 natties. I think that's amazing. I hope one day we can get to 3.
Well,
in my lifetime, that is.
You're not going to need to cheat with Bryce Underwood on your roster. I'll tell you that.
I'm so interested in the Bryce Underwood stuff, man.
Yeah, because Sherrone Moore could be suspended a couple games, right? That's what they were talking about.
Yeah, but they remember. So Michigan already like pre-suspended him for, I don't know the exact games. Let me see if I can find the exact games. I think it was Central Michigan and Nebraska.
Okay.
Or it was either New Mexico and Central Michigan. I don't know. It was they did it a little stretch to where he can coach, I think, to open the season, and Oklahoma. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm pumped up for college football, dude, and I'm excited to see Bryce Underwood.
I do. As just a college football fan, I want to see him, and he's obviously a local guy. So yeah, I want to see him thrive.
Yeah,
but I think he's going to be really freaking good. And I think Michigan, the way they've handled just how they are offensively, kind of building around him, they've handled it the right way. Like, I think he's going to thrive. I know it sounds crazy because usually it's, you know, like the JJ McCarthy thing. Like, JJ went high, but he never had a chance to put up the numbers. Like, I think they're going to allow Bryce to kind of be himself a little bit. Like, I think
I think it's going to be a newer offense.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get away from their identity, but I think they're going to open up the playbook a little bit. And I think it'll be a little more balanced where, you know, depending on how good your receiving core is, which they seem to be adding talent, it's like maybe Bryce can open it up a little bit, man. They always have good offensive linemen. They always have a good run game. Let's see Bryce sling it. And I by the way, Lucas has been glazing Cade Klubnik. I know Cade's really good, but I don't know. Lucas, is this right or wrong? You have Cade as like the top quarterback in next year's draft. Is this what I think you said this? IB3.
Shout out.
Appreciate the $2. Is ready to see your best Tiger Woods impression.
I'm pumped up for Sunday, man.
Yeah, IB3.
Are you a little nervous, Jeff?
No, I'm going to have fun. I mean, I never claimed to be good at golf, so there's no reason to be nervous. Like,
it's the best course in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, my goal is to stay between my usual score, which is like around 100. If I shoot 120, it's going to be a tough day, but I won't. I haven't shot 120 in a while. Knock on wood. It's been since I started, like the first time I played golf. So I've been pretty consistent.
My goal is 99.
This course might rattle me though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm probably a 30 handicap. So, that's where we're at. It's like, there's nothing to be nervous about. Maybe for you in Gentry.
I mean, dude, I'm just trying to break 100 on a course like this.
Gentry's usually in the 80s, so he's got a little more. He's got expectations. I don't really have much expectations. I'm in a good spot. I just got to have fun out there, and it'll be good. Lucas says, I love Sellers. Yeah, the Newsmeyer, dude.
He'll be good.
I think he's a little. I think.
Klotz just said he loved the three guys he loves are just the top three quarterbacks in college football, and outside of Arch Manning. So they all should be good.
Coach said, where you guys playing?
Arcadia Bluffs.
Bluffs, yeah. We're driving up there.
West side of the state.
IB3 is hooking up the boys with a round out there. We're gonna play with them. Have a good time. We're gonna drive.
I'm pumped up, man.
It'll be a blast. I'm
get some coffee Sunday morning. Go out there and the best, I believe. Klotz said this was his top three. I thought you said it was his favorite. I was like, come on, Klotz.
Yeah, news. Quit the news.
I think he's good. I mean, honestly, this is probably one of the years where I don't think Sellers from South Carolina ends up winning the Heisman. I just don't think it's too hard of a schedule. There's zero chance. But LSU kid, Klubnik could, and Arch Manning. Those would be the
I like Klubnik for Heisman reasons.
Yeah. I just can't see Sellers doing it out in South Carolina. That schedule is
I know.
Tough, dude. If they win a lot, they win 10, 11 games, then yeah, he should. But I don't see it.
Burning Issue says mailbag K Adams or Mina Kimes. K Adams.
Okay.
It took a half a second.
She has great sports takes. Okay, does.
Yeah.
Great analyst.
Yeah. Xavier D. Mailbag. Be honest, if you've used your 7-iron for an entire round of golf, would you have a better score? Me?
Jeff probably, yeah, actually. that's such a Jeff, we'll get to like a tee box. We'll get to like a tee box and Jeff will be like, we're like 500 yards out, and he'll be like, I'm just gonna play my best club. He grabs a 7.
No, a 5. I use a 5.
No, well, 7, you're like it gets in the air consistent. You dude.
Oh, you're talking about when we're in the fairway, like in the fairway.
Dude, no matter what, dude, you just always go 7. I've seen you on the tee box go 7.
I don't do it off the tee box. No,
I've seen it.
Par 3.
When you're struggling, you just go, I got to go back to my baby. Give me my 7.
I do enjoy the 7-iron. I love my irons. I'm a driver I'm working on. I'm going to pull it out for Arcadia Bluff.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, I think the course we're playing is more like Link, so it might be a little bit more open. If IB3's in the chat, he probably has an idea. But if that's the case, then yeah, I might hit your driver once or twice because my driver's broke, so I might hit yours. Thoughts?
This guy uses my driver.
Dude, your driver is so nice, man. Mine's broke. It's just sitting at home broke. I play all these rounds and people don't know. I'm out here trying to break 80 or break 90. I'm out here playing with no driver. I don't have a driver right now.
I know here.
My driver's broke.
What do you use? The 3-wood or what is that?
3-wood. A 3-wood or my 5-iron. Get it out there 250 or 225 or whatever.
Yeah, we need golf content, dude. That's got to come up. We need to record on Sunday, no question. Like some clips. We need clips.
Xavier D is right. Yeah, no, we'll do something soon. We need to figure something out. Yeah, IB3 said it's open. It's way open. So drivers in play. No trees. Oh, that's so beautiful, man. No trees.
This is where I shine. No, I'm just kidding. I have plenty of room to work with. That's fine. If the greens are fast, we could have a long day. We could have
the greens are probably tough here. I'll say
that's where that's where I have to lock in.
These are probably tough greens.
ETN, what's the Mount Rushmore tomorrow?
I don't know. We'll announce it tomorrow. I do not have an idea. By the way, Nick P said you're not hitting a 5 iron. I do not hit my 5 iron 250. I'm saying my 3-wood or 270. My 3-wood, I can maybe get over 200 to maybe 225. My 5 iron is just like I can get it to 200. Like if I like I've definitely been 200 out of a green, and if I hit a nice shot and there's good wind, I'm getting it on the green. My 5 iron is just more so just on the tee box, get me in play. Let's get to the tee box. Let's get to the green.
Yeah.
I'm not even close to 250 with 5 iron.
Yeah,
not even close.
Yeah, Bryson could hit definitely a 5 iron probably
for sure.
280, dude.
I'm not like that, dude.
You know, he hits his like 190, I think.
Oh, the driving range is free, Jeff. Practice area. We got to get there early, man.
I might have like 3 hours of practice.
Chipping and putting greens. This place has got to be like, it's the best public course in the state.
Yeah.
I'm nervous just based off the course. Like I've heard so much about the course. I feel like I'm going to like heaven on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm fired up about it. I can't wait, dude. Tafka. By the way, Crazy Clown says, have a great rest of your night, everyone.
Shout out Crazy Clown, man.
Appreciate you. Tafka says, I was best with my 6 iron. I can consistently hit it between 200 and 220 very accurately. Man, you get a little power then, man. I mean, 6 iron going 2. My 5, if I swing it the best I can clean, absolutely clean, is probably pushing 200. I can't hit it 210, 220. I just can't. I can't. My clubs, we got average distance on every club pretty much. My driver, probably 200. That's it. That's all I got. I'm doing something wrong. Maybe IB3, if he's pretty good, he can help me a little bit.
I hope so. That'd be sick if he gets you some tips.
Give me a caddy, IB3. Let's get a caddy out there with me. Just be like, hey man, get your shit together. Nick P says, I love golf. I used to work for a pro golfer, but I did med school. Probably best job of my life. Yeah, I don't want to smoke with you, Nick P. I don't. I got into golf. Actually, Booner got me into golf last summer. I've been golfing for, after that, I think it's going on 2 years. And I love it. It's fun. I've gotten better, but I'm not great. I'm not good. I'm just,
Jeff for the last minute just talking about his golf game is unbelievable. I'm clipping the whole thing.
It's whatever. I'm trying to get good so we can film.
IB3 did say that he's on the course every day, so he said he's gonna.
All right, IB3, I need you. That's my caddy right there. ETN mailbag, favorite video game growing up? No question, Grand Theft Auto. No question.
Grand Theft Auto is a good one. Probably 2K for me, maybe. What else? What else is there? I liked Halo 3 a lot growing up. I used to play that with like my siblings. Halo 3 was like one of my favorite games. Wait, hey, is this course? While we got IB3 in here, is there a carts or is this walking? I just thought of that. Is this like such a nice course you can only walk?
Ben Burns says, Jeff, you need to get on the juice. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Screw it.
Carts. Okay, good.
Fuck it, Ben. I'm hopping on the juice, man. Screw it.
We got carts on Sunday, Jeff. All right. IB3 will be your caddy too. That's something that Jeff might shoot the best round of his life with IB3 as a caddy.
You'd like to think so. The greens, but he can't control my the shots I take.
I think it might be the. We'll see.
Actually, you know what? You're right. I'm breaking 100. Let's do it. Appreciate you all. We'll be back tomorrow, Friday show. Going into the weekend. Great. Another great show. Appreciate you all. Much love. Subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so you get alerted when we go live or when we post. And get your merchandise. officialctsports.com. And also, before we end the show here, I do got to tell you, about our friends over at Comer and Cross, because Booner, I'd be remiss if I didn't.
You want me to tell them?
No, get the hell out of here, Booner. Let me get over here so I can tell them about Comer and Cross, and I will do that because Comer and Cross is the best fit for you. Yes, just like you get your clubs fitted, you need businesses that'll take care of you, and they're the right fit. And Comer and Cross does that. So if you're staring at your crack-stained garage floor, you call Comer and Cross. You call the number 248-834-3488. They transform patios, pool decks, basements, even driveways. They move all the stuff out for you, and you're sick and tired at crap that needs to be fixed. And Comer and Cross can take care of that. Peeling epoxy or chipped paint, making your garage look neglected or just look bad in general. They will take care of you. Book your free estimate, comercross.com, comercross.com. That's our good friends. Tell them your friends over at Crunch Time Sports sent you. We will catch you guys tomorrow.
Love you guys.
Until then,
Peace.
much love. Peace.